If you have someone who have cancer, you think that it's very informative, you will share it out. This is not your case, maybe you will just share it out. Quite a lot of you will share it out, right? Then, second thing I want to ask. Second thing, we are about to begin, but start with something light first. Straight jump into the topic will be a bit too difficult for a lot of people. So we share something very light. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So what we're going to ask, first thing you might share, because it's very informative. Second thing I want to ask, among all the food in there that high in B17, which one that you can recall? Berries, then beans, then apricot, millets. Yes, it's quite common. Yep, that's it. All the things. It's almond, yes. What else? Linseed, there's quite a lot of things. Wheat bran, anyway you can see it. So you can see that all these food are very common food, right? So when you look at it, the information are very informative. Second thing, the things that is recommended also very common, will not cause much problem to a lot of people. So the probability you will share it out will be very high, right? But anyone of you know what's B17, vitamin B17? Have you heard before? Are you sure? Yes. It's written there, B17, good for cancer, anti-cancer.
As far as I know, there is no B17.
No B17. Okay, people who study nutrition like me, I'm a nutritionist. We study vitamin B, got B1 until B12. There's no 17. So if someone telling you got B17, you need to ask them, so what is B13, 14, 15, 16? Because we will learn from B1 to B17. B12 only, we don't have 17. But the point is, the video are very convincing, right? Say B17 is very good, can cure cancer. Use the word cure cancer. So someone who actually receive this type of information, video, most likely will share it out. You feel that first thing, B17 is a vitamin now, it's a good thing. Second thing, the recommended fruits is actually quite common, like apricot, kernel, wheat kernel, or millet, and then all this thing. It's very common, so most probably will share it out. But do you know that when you share it out, it will cause a lot of issues, especially on something that you might not even know, for sure. So what are the issues? First thing comes first, in Malaysia, according to Newsweek Times, actually it's in the news, because a lot of people, when you share, you are not a cancer patient, so to you, no big deal. But when someone who are a cancer patient receive this information, they will act upon it. Wow, it's so simple. Let's take B17, my cancer will be cured. So they will do a lot of things to get this B17. So in Malaysia, August 2014, Newsweek Times, the Malaysian National Cancer Society of Malaysia mentioned that there's no scientific evidence to support that B17 can actually help in cancer. And there's not even a B17. Okay? Why? When you check on internet, the most common thing that I will check Wikipedia. Okay? So when you check Wikipedia, you type this amygdalin. Amygdalin is actually, just now they mentioned about B17. Yes. It's just about to start or getting more and more interesting now. Okay, just now we mentioned about the B17 and different name, scientific name of it. One is called amygdalin, the other one is lateral. It's lateral. So when you check on Wikipedia, read, because it's very tiny, so I enlarge this part. B17 and the bracket one. B17 is actually not a vitamin. So amygdalin and lateral is actually not vitamin. They just kind of like branded it as vitamin so easily people can accept it. It's just a chemical compound. And this compound, when you consume, can cause poisoning, cyanide poisoning. So it's not even a nutrient, not even a vitamin. Vitamin must be consumed every day. We need it every day. This one you cannot take every day. You take it, you get poisoning too. And I don't have the English version, but I have the Mandarin version from Taiwan. It's in the news. Okay? Before that, I'm going to show you the US FDA. You can go to their website, check. Among the poisonous plant database in there, you will find the amygdalin, as mentioned, cyanide poisoning. Yeah, welcome. Have a seat. Have a seat. Yeah. Join us. We just started. Welcome. Have a seat. We just started. So this. Hi. We still have a very nice carpet VIP seat on the first row. Okay.
Come in.
So we are talking about this vitamin B17, amygdalate. Actually, in US is a banned substance because we all know that this plant actually have poison in there. So this is from US FDA. So please don't share B17 is good anymore. And that's actually news in Taiwan. Cancer patient actually purchase this B17 and consume, hoping that it can cure cancer. And what happened? Of course, this video is in Mandarin. Okay, later on I'll translate back to English.
台南市有一位83岁罹患癌症的老先生，服用了家人在网络上购买，号称可以抗癌的保健食品维生素 B17，也就是苦杏仁苷的成分。没有想到吃了2个月，竟然氰化物中毒昏迷，赶快施打解毒剂才救回一命。
白色的瓶身上头还写着大大的 B17，就是这一罐号称可以抗癌的保健食品维生素 B17，让台南一位83岁罹患癌症的老先生吃了2个月后，竟然出现昏迷、呼吸衰竭，被家人紧急送医。检验发现老翁是氰化物中毒，打了解毒剂才救回一命。
外观看起来就是嘴唇发黑，有了缺氧的情形。抽血检查的话，发现有了严重的一个代谢性的酸中毒。 那跟家属询问之后，家属表示说他有在使用这样的一个保健食品。
医生表示
Okay, so this now is a video from Taiwan. It's in the news. It's about a cancer patient, 80 years or above, heard that B17 because of the messages that we sent. We saw that wow, it's very good. It's good for cancer. Actually, purchased this B17 from online and consumed it for 2 months. In the end, almost fall into a coma, almost died. Okay. Why? Because B17 is not even a nutrient, it's not even a vitamin, it's toxic in a way. And the book just now in the video they say The World Without Cancer. Actually the owner of the book, the writer of the book has been kind of reprimanded by the US FDA too. This is the official warning letter from them. From US FDA. To warn them, very misleading. Because the whole video sounds so promising. Cancer can be cured by just taking B17. If you've seen that video before, please don't share it out. So why I started out with this sharing? Because why today's topic is about misconception, right? The point is we don't get something right, it's okay. But the point is I want to bring out is if you don't get it right, don't share it out. Because it might cause harm to others. This is a very typical example. Because cancer till now we still do not have the right way to tackle it. Suddenly you give some sort of promise. Just take B17, your cancer will be healed. Cancer patient might react on it, and it can cause a lot of damage. So hopefully in the future, because Malaysia right now, we have a lot of information. Every day in the WhatsApp group, you will receive a lot of information. Sometimes you don't even, double confirm, and then we just share it out. It can be very bad. Okay, please. So today I want to help you all to clear some misconception. So you are clear about nutrition, you're clear about health. Then at least you're not misguided, and you will not misguide someone else in the future. Okay, so I'm going to see few points first. Why we share this type of information? When we receive all these herbs, all this we call it this plant and that plant. Maybe you heard about a lot of this we call folklore medicines or from ancestors passed down to you, and then it's called how good. For example, it's porcupine powder. Have you heard about that? Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah. Very expensive, very expensive.
Very effective.
Oh, very effective. Okay, good. So the point is how to prove that.
There are patients took it and we very cure.
Do you know them personally, the patient? Have you personally know that?
No, I heard.
No, you heard. Okay.
So I want to add in this
Yes.
point, you see.
Yeah.
When people say are very good and it's very good, they send to everyone. And the person is my personal friend. And when she got it time, she did not take anything. So I asked her, hey, you said you keep on promote. How about you? No.
So that's a fact. Yeah.
I have
Yes.
a relative
Yes.
who consumed porcupine powder, but
Yes.
he really got the genuine one because he knows somebody
Yeah.
with the supplier,
Mm.
and he took it. His
Immune?
after operation,
Yes.
his recovery process is very fast. But actually, can see it that
The
you know,
difference.
the difference. A person who has consumed and a person who did not
They
consume.
consume.
And even my mom, you know, he or she also took it.
Yes.
before the surgery and after the surgery, compared with a lot of other people.
She's drastically different, you know.
But provided you must get the genuine.
Genuine. Very good sharing. Okay? How do you confirm that's a genuine?
Obviously, we are not
Yep.
professional to check it.
True.
You have to rely on
Yep.
the
Supplier.
and actually give you the genuine.
Sincerely, porcupine powder is illegal. So someone was selling it would not be telling you, I can confirm. the government will go against them already because it's illegal to sell that first thing comes first. It's actually a endangered species already, the porcupine, just because of us feeling that it's very good. Similar to what happened last time is the gallbladder juice from the bear. Okay, people actually keep the bear and puncture a hole in the gallbladder to get the bile every day, and it's renowned to help in gallbladder stone in a non-human being. So the bear is like lock up every day just to produce the bile for you. Like another one would be like the sex organ of the tiger. Now our tiger is actually almost extinct from 2,000 less than 200 because we believe that this is what we call placebo effect. When you believe in something, it works, it works. So this is in Western medication, we all know that. What do you mean by placebo effect? For example, I have 100 people here, 50% take candy, 50% take a new drug. So taking new drug of effect is acceptable because it's drug ma. But this 50%, I give them candy, but I tell them this new drug will work very well for you. Among these 50, they are those who feel that I've taken this drug, a new drug, very good, you know, I have improved so much. This is all called placebo effect because they believe in that thing that will give them some effects. The difference. I'm not saying that it's not going to work, it's just that porcupine powder, no research has been done on that. All these things they're saying that it works is from mouth to mouth, mouth to mouth. This is exactly the point. Why we share? Something that you haven't confirmed yet. Oh, very good. Share. You think that you benefit the other party, that's why we share it. But basically, when we want to share something out, the whole thing has been packaged. So there are actually 3 points that cause us to share so fast all this information. The first thing is the power of marketing, how they market the thing. Remember the start of the video? Talk about when B17, talking that it's actually nutrient deficiency. This is something concept that we can easily agree with. So once we agree with something, only going to share it. A good example will be this video. We look at this video first. This guy is just an ordinary guy. But he wants to be famous. He wants to be treated as a famous guy. So what he did some marketing and branding thing.
To pull this off, I changed my appearance to make myself look like a typical celebrity. Then I gathered an entourage, came up with a plan of action. I'll have bodyguards, assistants, and a few photographers follow me around Times Square.
Your Times Square. So he's just an ordinary guy. How to become a celebrity. So you need to plan it out. You need to have the whole package. So what he did, morning he dressed like that, night time he dressed like this, with a group of bodyguards, a group of big fans, and photographers. And start acting as a celebrity. Around him is all actors. But when a lot of people believe in that, he will influence. And people are slightly skeptical, who's this guy? Who's this actor? Don't know him yet? But slowly and slowly, people pay attention. Then people start complimenting, you are great in Spider-Man! And people tend to believe. That's, wow, all these girls will take photo with him already.
Do you know Red Phone? Yeah.
You know him?
He's a Spider-Man? Yeah. Have you heard any of his music? Any of his new music? I heard his first single. Yeah.
He's not even a singer! Yeah, I heard about his song. You see all the girls? Wow, superstar taking photo with superstar.
I really like being red.
I think he's excellent. I think he's absolutely awesome. I think he's got a great future in the movie business. I just took a picture with him. I feel special.
Okay, so in the end, basically, all the people believe that he's a superstar. This is power pack. We call it rebranding marketing. So you actually check, I'm not seeing the post. This guy called Brad Collins. He's actually just ordinary guy. He just want to test it out. How easily you can deceive people if you know how to brand yourself. So all this information that you receive nowadays is being branded that way, being marketed that way, that cause you to easily share it out. So be extra careful, especially when it comes to health. When something that is misinformation can actually cause a lot of damage. And the second reason why we share is this. Everyone like to follow the trend. Okay? How to prove that? We have scientific research to prove it. This is another research, this is another research. We look at this research.
To answer that,
it's a very interesting research.
set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this one would stand up at the sound of this tone, simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking we'd never go along with this. Or would you?
The rest are all actors except the Chinese girl. And she stands.
After just 3 beats, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group.
But when they remove everyone, slowly, until no one left except her. Okay, so she still stands.
The crowd is gone, and nobody is watching her except our hidden cameras. What do you think she'll do?
She's still conformed.
Conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there. Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
So this one is not actor. This guy is not actor. Also don't know what's happening. Okay, now right? She stands again, and then this guy feels weird. How are you doing? I also don't know. It seems like everyone's standing after the beat.
She'll teach the new guy what to do.
Okay, wait, huh? No, this is going to continue with that. Okay. And the guy join in.
We kept the cameras rolling as more unsuspecting patients arrived.
This is also an actor. She also felt very weird, right? She also feels very weird.
And slowly but surely, what began as a random move for this woman has now become the social norm of everyone in this waiting room. Here to explain what's going on in their brains.
Okay, you think that it's very funny, right? Because people follow trend. Just like we feel that, oh, this is a good thing. If I don't follow, someone else will follow it or share it out. Why not? I just join in the bandwagon. Everyone is doing it. So about other things, I'm okay. About health and nutrition, please don't. Please make sure that you know what you are sharing. Because a lot of people tend to believe when they receive it a lot of times, oh, everyone seems to be saying the same thing. Like what Sister Julie mentioned, the person will start the ball rolling. When they receive back the ball, they also like, oh, okay, this is just a simple sharing. I'm not even convinced about it. But a lot of people convinced and keep on sharing it up. So it's a very bad cycle. We have to stop that. And the third reason why we like to share all this thing is this, the excitement of this storytelling, telling people things, because people enjoy sharing things, and then you got the feedback, like in this research. You see that everything I show you is the research. Okay, we look at the third research. Share the, okay? Share the actions, one by one, share it out. Okay. Okay, a little bit not so original, divert already, the action. We see along the way what happens. Continue, continue.
You will do the same thing with those. You will do the same.
One more time. Okay. Okay, we're going to ask the last guy to inform the first guy what you learned through the process. How much is being diverted from the original version? Look at the first guy in action. Okay, show him what you learned. Okay, so this is another research. That's the reason why this is Julie's friend so frightened not to dare to do anything, because throughout the whole cycle, when things come back, it's already not the same. Some people say, oh, this one is very good, this pocket powder very good. Cancer with treatment with other nutrition works very well. Then the second batch, oh, this powder very good, pocket powder, no need treatment, can work very well. And then the third one, no need to do anything, just take pocket powder, every disease will heal. So around the road, things tend to change. And when you trace back, it's not the same anymore. So this one is very important. Every time people say that, I heard this is very good, please, do you know that person? That experience the whole thing? If you can get the right person to share the right thing, I think it's okay. If you look at the first one, I think it's okay. Authentic. But along the way, please don't. Every time you mention that, oh, someone tell me, who's that person? Do you know them personally? And who is the person who told them that? Okay, it's very important. If not, you might get some in-between stories. It can be very damaging. Okay? So we're going to go into today's real topic. We'll just start with something ice-breaking just to clear some doubts. If you're not sure about something, don't share it, especially about health. Okay? We are back. Yeah. Just about to enter the main topic. We just started out with the ice-breaking part. So clear, right? If you're not sure about something, please don't share it out. Or get some information right first. It's very important. So we're going to share about the common misconceptions about health. We have 5 topics here, but of course we won't go very deep. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what is cancer, what is heart attack, everything. We don't have that much of time. We're going to just share something that usually people get mistaken. The first thing I want to share with is diabetes. A lot of people, when they're having diabetes or talk about diabetes, the first thing comes to their mind is sugar. The first thing comes to their mind, sugar. Or your diabetes cannot take sugar. That's a common thing that I heard. Or can I take too much sugar? Diabetes. All of you will have diabetes right now because why? Everyone is eating durian. So much of sugar in there, right? So why aren't all of this is diabetes right now? Because the point is not about the amount of sugar that you consume. From the beginning, it's not right. But other people say, no, it's so much sugar, man. Diabetes is sugar. You get it wrong. How to say that? Of course, some of you who knows me, you will believe me lah. Some of you is still the first time saying it. Charles, where are you talking? Everyone is saying that diabetes cannot take sugar. No sugar. Don't take too much sugar. You are not talking about sugar. No, it's not about how much of sugar that you consume. It's about something else. I want to share with you. Diabetes patients, among white rice and brown rice, they are recommended to take brown rice, right? So I want to ask, brown rice and white rice, among these two, which one got more sugar? Brown rice more or the white rice more? What do you think? Diabetes are recommended to take brown rice, right?
Yes.
So brown rice is having more sugar or having less sugar compared to white rice? Logically thinking? White rice should be more sugar, right? That's why eat brown rice, no? We're going to see here. This one is brown rice. This one is white rice. Okay? Same amount, 100 gram. Which one has more sugar? Brown rice got 0.4 gram. White rice, 0.1. So brown rice has more sugar than white rice. Dong, a lot of questions start to appear. Hey, how can that be? Because it's true that diabetes patients, we recommend them eat brown rice. But nobody say that brown rice has less sugar. It's you making it yourself. You think that brown rice is good, so should have less sugar. It's you who perceive it that way. It's not true. Brown rice has more sugar. Then, how to answer that? Diabetes cannot take sugar. Take brown rice, more sugar. So it's not about the sugar that you consume. It's all about this. How fast the sugar penetrates into the bloodstream. How fast the food raise your sugar level. That's the most important thing of all. You can take all the sugar that you want, but the sugar levels just remain the normal, so nothing wrong with it. Just like eating durian. Durian a lot of sugar, right? But I don't take it, but sugar level is nice, so nothing wrong. So it's not about the amount of sugar that you consume, it's all about how fast it increases your sugar level. That's the core thing. So, first point I want to share with you, it's very important, it's about the speed the sugar enters the bloodstream. That's why food are categorized according to glycemic index. How fast after you consume that food, the sugar will go up. It's not the amount of sugar in there. So for example, we look at this graph. This graph is called high and low GI food. GI is glycemic index. As you can see here, after 2 hours, no matter what you consume, your sugar level will drop back to normal after 2 hours. But the difference is, if you take high GI food, your sugar will spike very fast and then drop very sudden. But if you take low GI food, the sugar will slowly increase and decrease. So you have a much stable sugar level. Okay? So that's the major difference. How do you get the key there? The key? Yeah, the key. Let's see. How come? Yep. Yeah. So this is the main core thing I want to share with you. So diabetes patient is not about what sugar they take, it's the glycemic index. If you take watermelon, sorry, the moment you take it within half an hour, sugar goes up to 10, and then start urinating sugar, you have diabetes. Keep each point. But if you take different things, you take all this banana, it's still okay. The sugar will go up, but moderately. So enough time for your body to utilize it. So you will not have a spike in sugar level. So that's why you see that a lot of diabetes patients, they get it very wrong. They say that no sugar, no sugar. So what happens? Sometimes the sugar will go very high, sometimes it goes very low. That's why they have to carry some sweets with them. So they experience this we call low sugar hypoglycemia, because they don't understand what they are taking is high sugar, high GI, spike very fast, also depletes very fast. So that's why they feel hungry, they feel dizzy, they feel nauseating, because the food they selected is not low GI food. It's this type of food. Okay, and it's not about the amount of sugar. Don't get it wrong. As you can see, how do you differentiate glycemic index? We have three categories here. The medium one will be around 50 to 69 this reading. Above 70 reading is considered high GI. Low GI will be the best, but people with diabetes, medium will be okay already. So you can see that white rice is 64, around 64, sometimes can be 70. Different experiment, the reading will be a little bit different, but it won't be so drastically different. So it's around the medium one. So what is considered high? Here, white bread, 100%. You know 100 reading. So you eat rice, sugar will go, not white rice, but you eat bread even faster. So diabetes patient cannot take white bread. So this is the reason why last time there's this brand called Gardenia come up with a low GI bread meant for diabetes patient. A lot of healthy individuals go and buy and then complain very expensive. It's not meant for you, it's meant for diabetes patients. Because when they take white bread, it's too fast, it will bring up the sugar level.
Charles, they said baked potatoes. How about just normal boiled potatoes?
Lesser. Only baked potatoes will be that high.
Why? Why is
Because it's concentrated.
Oh, they remove the water.
And then when we remove the water, it's concentrated, so sugar spike a bit faster compared to normal, we call it boiled potatoes in a way. Okay? But one thing very important, this glycemic index is meant for diabetes people, not all of us. Healthy individual don't need to care so much about this. Only those who are facing sugar level. Very hard to control your sugar level, you need to practice glycemic index. But people like us, no problem.
How about borderline? Those with borderline kind of
sugar level. Normal sugar level is around 3 to 6. Above 7 is considered high, but above 10 is the one that's causing you some issue. So you are around 7 to 9 is considered borderline. So you try to practice this will be very good for you. Okay, at least it takes a longer time for your body to kind of burn the sugar, so it will not be spiking so high in a way. It helps. It helps. Okay, borderline is okay, but not necessarily you must, because we all know what we ate last night. So if you have durian today, tomorrow your sugar is 7, 8, 9 is still acceptable. You still do not have enough time to burn out all the sugar. Okay, only for diabetes you need to be very careful about glycemic index. So we come to the point just now. White rice, glycemic index can be 80 plus 90. Brown rice is only 50. Even though brown rice has more sugar, but the glycemic index is very low. Brown rice has more fiber in there, so it takes time for your body to digest. So the point is not the amount of sugar that you take, is how far it rise your sugar level, increase your sugar level. Okay, it's all about glycemic index. So get it correct? So please don't tell all these diabetic patients, don't take sugar, no sugar for you. It's a wrong concept, misconception. And it will cause them a lot of problems, because when they don't have sugar, their body cannot function. And their body will drop, hyperglycemia too low, they will fall into a coma. Okay, so it's kind of deadly for them. So please, okay, no more statement like diabetes, no sugar, nothing sweet for you. It's wrong. Just find those that is low glycemic index for them. They are perfectly okay. Got it? Yes.
So you have a grapes under higher GI.
Yeah. Actually, grape is not so high. Like grape is around 59.
It's just a fruit.
Some fruits there are some that is very high. For example, like watermelon is very high. Watermelon is very high. What's the watermelon? Watermelon is 72.
So you are saying that we should avoid grapes.
Healthy individual, no problem. People are having no problem with their sugar level, don't have to practice this. Only for those with sugar problems. Okay, so please don't practice among your kids, or then they will complain.
Oh, yeah.
From now on, they cannot eat, they cannot eat. Mother go and study nutrition now, anything cannot eat. No, you have to understand. Glycemic index is only meant for diabetes, and those who are having hyperglycemia, high sugar level, they need to practice this. For people else, no need.
But if you don't practice this, slowly will develop.
No,
it won't.
It won't. Because our bodies are capable to control it. Because our body have this balancing effect in hot homeostasis. So no worry. Unless when your body is out of control, then you have to practice this. Healthy individual, no need.
But if you wait until our body out of control, then it will be too late already.
True, I believe that your point is very true, but you don't fix something that is not broken. Your body is not broken yet, you don't fix it. That means your body don't need this, you cannot apply it directly there. Okay? So you still can eat Sicily, whatever food here you still can eat if healthy, your body can digest already. But the only thing is, if you cannot control your sugar, you have to practice more cautious on this. So glycemic index are only meant for those with sugar level problem. Simple as that. Okay, no sugar level problem, don't have to go. So don't have to buy those glycemic index bracelets.
You see that like you examine sugar, like what sugar when people drink coffee.
Yes.
Then usually the coffee shop will put white sugar. Like the recent bubble tea, there's so much sugar. So those are even higher GI, right? So it will be instant. So those are really have to totally not eat, right?
Not necessary, because we're able to see that is a different angle already. If one whole day I'm not taking anything sweet, I take one bubble tea that is extremely sweet, I still can handle it because I have my body one whole day for it. Yeah, it's a different thing. Diabetic cannot. Diabetic cannot. Because diabetic is considered very high GI food, and sugar load is very high.
Patients don't take white sugar, right?
Not to say don't take, how you take it, not too concentrated. The point is, diabetic patients still need sugar. It's just that they do not digest or metabolize sugar that fast. So they cannot take one big load of sugar one shot.
So the sugar can easily get from carbs, fruits, all this. So can we say that if do away with white sugar is actually a safer option?
It depends. To me, it's more like you are actually, how to say, you are very knowledgeable, hardworking to really control your food, or you are the lazy type. I just cut all the sugar, then I'll be okay. But it's not good too. Because sometimes when you just do it like simple, just no white sugar, And that person might have this hypoglycemia, low sugar level. The sugar drop below 3, they will fall into coma too. So we need to understand how they live their life, what are the food selection they have. If the whole day we look at it, it's only the bubble tea having sugar, the rest no sugar, that one is not going to cause that much harm. Our body still needs sugar. But they are taking a lot of high sugar food throughout the day, that one can be very dangerous. So you have to omit out. We still have to look at the person individually. We cannot just generally say that, oh, diabetic, no sugar, but it's actually quite untrue. Or you might hurt them more than helping them, because we don't know what they are actually dealing with their daily food. Yes.
Is there any difference, the brown sugar and the white sugar?
Oh, very nice questions. Okay. This one, anyone of you having a factory selling sugar? Any sugar boss here? Yes.
Only the brown sugar are made from cane sugar.
I'll just let you know about the whole processing of what sugar we have. All the sugar that we consume nowadays is table sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, is all from cane. So when they have the cane, they actually will go to burn it, to concentrate sugar, and then they crush it, to mill it, and then we will have the first version, okay, it's not brown sugar. It's actually we call it not really molasses, we have having the stone sugar, rock sugar. Rock sugar. You look at it, it's not transparent. It's kind of a little bit dirty. Okay? Then rock sugar also have two versions, the brownish one and the whitish one. So the first version is actually the brownish one. Okay? So when they remove all this brown thing, we call it the brown thing, the dirt, they call it actually will turn into molasses. Molasses actually don't see sweetness in it when you have a lot of aroma. They remove all the minerals, all the things that kind of tarnish the white color sugar that we have. So they remove this, we have the molasses. Then you have the rock sugar. But rock sugar, look at it, also not nice because it's not transparent. Okay? So they're actually going to do a lot of bleaching. So when they bleach it out, you have the white sugar that is crystallized. Look at it, it's transparent under the light. So the final product is white sugar. But we all know that now people saying, well, white sugar, no good lah, no good lah, no good lah. So what they do, they use back the white sugar, add back the molasses, you have your brown sugar. Simple as that. Something like that lah. Just like rice also. Last time the rice we have to white rice lah, fragrant rice. And now they add back all the bran lah, everything back because it's nutritious lah. Last time we want it to be nice, look nice, feels good. But now they all talk about nutrition, don't add all these things back. But naturally it's already been there. It's just that we omit it out from the very beginning, thinking that it's no good.
The brown sugar means white sugar that we in coloring.
No, of course that is worse lah. But the natural way of having brown sugar is add back the molasses. But it's already formed white sugar, so it's not heavily processed already. So to me, not much difference lah, white sugar, brown sugar. It's just that the brown sugar tastes a bit more aromatic because they add back the molasses in. That's about it. And nothing so superior about it.
But it's more expensive than white sugar.
Yeah,
Because they do double the work. What?
Yeah,
And
that's why
they say it's organic brown sugar.
Okay, first thing is all about marketing, like I mentioned. How you brand it up. There's no organic brown sugar to me. Because when you have sugar that is being heavily processed, add that molasses, so what's so organic about it? And organic, this term to me is like very badly misused in Malaysia. Everything organic seems to be better. Sorry lah. It's recorded, so never mind. I mentioned Malaysia have a very considered quite renowned organic farm in Johor, Kluang. The X one. You go to a lot of A1, you see a whole chiller there selling the organic there, very expensive. Okay, lah, you know this. Okay, I don't have to voice it down because it's recorded. Okay, I don't want them to come and sue me later on. So first thing comes first, when you look at that, the Z thing, okay, the X thing, the organic farm in Malaysia, you just look at it. Where is it located? It's just next to the highway. When you exit the Kluang, you actually can see the whole farm plantation next to the highway. So, and you're telling me it's organic. Yeah, you don't put fertilizer, you don't put all these chemical pesticides in there, but every day so many cars pass by, no pollution there. How can you claim your plantation that is all organic? The real organic things, they need to check the soil, they need to check the rain, they need to check a lot of things, and surrounding there will be no development to ensure that the soil is not polluted whatsoever. That's the real organic. But Malaysia, organic is I don't put pesticide, I don't put fertilizer, it's organic. So the word is kind of like being badly used. Well, it's not meant for that. And worst thing, I've seen people selling me organic chicken. Because I actually in the organic shop asked, hey, how come selling chicken? Oh, this is organic chicken lah. so lady boss, how you get organic chicken? Because the chicken before the chicken that's slaughtered, I get them eat all the organic vegetables, so it's become organic chicken. Okay, so you can see that how people kind of like make their own interpretation about this. So you have to be very sure. Okay, in US, organic chicken, they have certain rules. Okay, it must be not being caged, must be free range chicken, they have roam around, and then how many percent of water, and then you cannot do this molting. Molting is removing the hair of the chicken, so they can produce more eggs. You cannot physically remove it. Molting will be natural by themselves. There's a lot of regulation involved before you can claim something that to be that good. But Malaysia, no. So simple, when I mention organic, sell more expensive and you buy. So that's the point. So we as consumers, we need to be a bit more knowledgeable. First thing, we don't get cornered. Second thing, we don't spread the wrong information out. Okay? Got it? So sugar level, anything else? Diabetes? I just mentioned about the glycemic index because today I cannot bring too much about diabetes, but first thing comes first, those who have sugar problem, diabetes, you need to take care of your glycemic index. You still need to eat, but battery is insufficient. I need to get the cable. Where's my bag?
Your kaki is here.
No, my bag. It's in there. Thank you, Steven. So the first thing I thought is about diabetes. Any questions about diabetes, sugar level, anything? Yeah, that one will do. Thank you very much. Is the nearest source of see whether it's long or not. Just next to the cable.
Just one question, Chan.
Yeah.
You mean we don't need to do prevention?
For diabetes, there are other things to do, but it's nothing related to sugar. You still need to consume our sugar every day. It's not related to your sugar. A lot of people think that I eat more sugar, I will have diabetes. No, that's not the point. Because your body cannot balance it, you will have that. Okay, so don't worry about, don't be so, we call it phobia about eating sugar, no sugar at all. No, not necessary. Because your body survives on sugar too. Okay? So not to worry that much. So the prevention of diabetes is not about sugar only. It has been kind of like very badly positioned that sugar is the worst thing. Now everyone blames the sugar because it's easy to blame on the food because the food will not sue you back. Just like egg yolks. Last time doctors say that egg yolk is the highest of cholesterol. Eat your egg, don't eat your egg yolk. Now they come out, nothing wrong with the egg yolk, you can eat. For so many years, egg yolk has been framed saying that your cholesterol is because you eat egg yolk, lor. But later on, now they're saying nothing related to it. Yes.
How about the genetic? Is it to be called your parent got diabetes?
Yes, you inherit the gene, you don't inherit the disease. If you inherit the disease, the moment you are born, you're already diabetic. You have the gene with you. You still need to see your diet and your lifestyle to form into a disease. So there are things that you can do. So you cannot just simply blame your parents. When you're age of 30, you got cancer. Oh, my parents got cancer, so I got cancer. It's inherited. So you've been done for 30 years. Okay, so diabetes is the same. You might carry the gene with you, but it will not form into disease if you take care of the diet and the lifestyle. Okay, so it's very important. So it's not like what you think that just taking sugar you have diabetes is that simple. Then you no more diabetes in the world. Because no matter how you don't take sugar, you also can be a diabetic patient. Because diabetes is actually a hormonal imbalance problem. Later on we're going to share. Okay, it's all about insulin thing. It's all about hormone things. Got it? So anything else about sugar level? Quite clear? Glycemic index is the point. But if you don't have the issue, don't worry about glycemic index. It's only for those who have sugar level problems. Second thing, heart disease. A lot of heart diseases. But a lot of people just worry about one thing, cholesterol. From last time I graduated year 2004 till now, people are still very worried about cholesterol level. The first thing they look at the blood cell report, cholesterol. Other thing not important, just cholesterol normal or everything normal. Not normal, then they're worried, what can I do to reduce it? But cholesterol reading, there are actually 5 readings. Okay? And a lot of people last time started out with only 1. They just look at total cholesterol. Why they do this total cholesterol? Because easy, cheap. Sometimes you get it free from pharmacy. Just check total cholesterol. But they all know that just taking the reading of total cholesterol is inaccurate and cannot represent anything at all. Why? Because total cholesterol is a combination of the rest of the cholesterol. And among this cholesterol, there is one called good cholesterol, HDL. So if the good one go very high, total cholesterol also will be over. So you just looking at this, it's not accurate. A typical example would be my god sister, her cholesterol level 7. Is it high? Very high. So what she did, she starved herself, and from that day onward, no more oil, all the fruits, vegetable, no fruits. Once vegetable only, they just do this blanching. Then hot water, put in blanch. Don't put any seasoning, no oil at all. For 3 months in a row, go back and recheck. Still same, 7. Totally devastated. Wow, what happened? I cannot get it down. Then doctor said that you must take medication. Luckily, she kind of like called me. I don't know, is it too much? No WhatsApp that time. She kind of called us ever. Then I went over to look at her report. I told her, nothing wrong with you, sis. You don't have to do anything. But my cholesterol is 7 more. Your case is your good cholesterol is very high. We need it to be above 0.9. My sister is 2.5. Ooh, 2.5. Double, almost double, 2.5 times more than this. So nothing wrong. Your case is the good cholesterol, very good. So what do you mean by that? Simple. Just like the road, okay, you have a lot of municipal council, DPKR, rob, every day check your blood vessel. Do you think they're going to have blockage? No, because they have the good one a lot. Nothing wrong. Then she kind of self-assured, then nothing wrong until now. Okay? So you have to see which reading is causing you the issue. A lot of people having this diet problem, they say, oh, I must reduce fat from the diet. Which reading you need to look for is this one called triglycerides. Triglycerides represent the oil in the blood. And it's very much related to the diet you're taking. So if you take a lot of oil, a lot of bak kut teh, a lot of seafood, this one goes up. So you see someone high TG, you can just look at them. It's from your diet. And you'll not be taking care of diet. Then you do something about your diet, reduce a little bit, you can see it drop. But nowadays, a lot of people not eating oil, exercise a lot, take a lot of supplements, still high cholesterol. Why? Because they're having this LDL very high. And this is the one giving a lot of people problems. Why? No matter what you did or what you're planning to do, it doesn't work. And lastly, a lot of people will just take a deep breath. Why? Because a lot of people, including doctors, tell me it's inherited, so I cannot do anything about it. So just now, earlier session morning, there's one lady having this reading. She's quite slim, and this high cholesterol, and she cannot believe it. Why I'm not taking oil, I'm not fat, how come my LDL is very high? This is the one I want to share with you today. A lot of people mistaken. First thing you look at here, this is called HDL, this is called LDL. But it's also have a wording in the back, it's called cholesterol. What do you mean by that? HDL and LDL, these two components actually produced by your own liver. It's not taken from your diet. So no matter how you refrain from taking oil, will not affect these two. So we need to see what is
After
this
a meal,
LDL,
cholesterol is
HDL.
absorbed into the blood circulation and is then packaged inside a protein coat. This cholesterol protein coat complex, called chylomicron, is then transported to the liver. Cholesterol synthesized by the liver, as well as any excess dietary cholesterol in the liver, is transported in the serum. Cholesterol is insoluble in water and is packaged in special molecular complexes called lipoproteins, synthesized by the liver in order to be transported in plasma. The lipoprotein particle is composed of an outer shell of phospholipid, which renders the particle soluble in water. A core of fats called lipid, including cholesterol, and a surface apoprotein molecule that allows tissues to recognize and take up the particle.
Okay, so we all know that the oil that we consume, when it penetrates into the blood, it cannot flow smoothly because the oil and water cannot mix. So they need a carrier. And this carrier is called lipoprotein. So there are two main types. One is called the high density lipoprotein, the good one, so called, and the low density lipoprotein, we call the bad one, these two. So both also is lipoprotein. And what's the function of these two is to encapsulate the oil so it can be transported in our bloodstream. So comes the main thing. We all been told that there is a good, there is a bad cholesterol, right? I'm going to give you a paradigm shift right now. There's no good or bad. Both are good. Start laughing already. Charles, how come suddenly both are good? Remember, these two are produced by the liver. And that is a function they have to play. Why is good, why is bad? The origin of the story is like this. Why HDL is considered good? The main function of HDL is to encapsulate all the oil to be excreted out from the body. So that's why you call them good, no? Block, go oil, block. Go and clean, excrete out. So clear, no? That's why you call them good, no? LDL was the function is to bring this oil to be stored in the body. So they say that, oh, that is bad. You have more fat. But this is very important. You just imagine, if you don't have LDL, what will happen? You have no brain. Why I just say so? We all know our brain is made from omega, DHA, BA. All these things is oil, you know. So you need to have oil in the brain in order to have a brain. So how do you going to bring the brain, oil up to the brain? You need LDL to be stored there. So when you take omega, fish oil, all these things, you want to be smart, you need to have higher IQ, your body will produce LDL to bring the omega to your brain. So nothing wrong with that. So what's so bad about LDL? But a lot of people say, oh no, it's the LDL is the main culprit. Comes the story. Okay, go deeper. LDL is actually healthy cholesterol. It's produced by the liver. Our body produces it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's only thing that happens, they're going to turn it bad is this. When the body has free radicals, oxidize the LDL, only then it becomes bad cholesterol. What do you mean by that free radicals? Free radicals is all the toxins you have found on the environment, unless UV ray, you smoke a lot, you stress a lot, take a lot of alcohol, didn't rest well, a lot of, we call it emotional stress, like to argue with people, okay, a lot of wrinkles, and then all these things are free radicals. And this thing will actually cause the oil to be oxidized. What do you mean by oxidized? It becomes sticky, stagnant, and stuck at the blood vessel. Make it simple. For example, your LDL needs to transfer the oil to the brain. Take it, LDL like a lorry, a big truck with a big load of cholesterol to be sent to the brain. So when the brain says that I need cholesterol, so liver will produce LDL, send it over. But halfway through, met with the accident. So when you have the accident, it comes back around, stuck there in the blood vessel. What happens to the brain? Brain will tell the liver, hey, I didn't receive the cholesterol, I didn't receive the omega. Resend again. So liver will produce some more LDL. And then go back to the same location, mix with the same free radical, oxidize again. Then all get sedimented there. So slowly, the oil gets thicker and thicker. In the end, the whole blood vessel gets blocked. And everyone is blaming who? LDL. LDL, nothing wrong with it. Good LDL is not meant to block the blood vessel. It's only the LDL with free radicals, the toxin level in the body. That's why you see that people are very slim, smoke a lot, drink a lot, they have heart attack, blocked arteries. It's not the oil that they consume. It's too much toxin in the body that oxidizes the LDL. Every time block there. In the end, nothing blocked, you get heart attack. And everyone blaming who? LDL. Whereby the main culprit is not LDL, it's these free radicals. How do we resolve it? Antioxidants. I think a lot of people knows about it. And that's the reason why people are saying that the red wine is better than white wine. Red wine actually can heal or prevent blockage of the arteries. Why? Because red wine got a lot of antioxidants in there. So if you have antioxidants, no more oxidation, then no more blockage. Simple as that. And a lot of people, Charles, can I take fish oil? Fish oil is helps you to cleanse it later on. But you don't have free radical, you don't have blockage from the very beginning. So that is the main core thing. So you want to reduce LDL, you must have more antioxidants. Why? Because when no more blockage, your brain can receive the oil, so the brain will send signals to the liver, hey, no need to send some more, I already received your oil. So your body will not produce any more LDL. Only then it will drop. Get the point? So this is a paradigm shift. A lot of people do not understand this. That's why they do fast a lot, do a lot of exercise, take a lot of things. It still doesn't drop. Because the point is all here.
Medication?
It doesn't help. Meditation can help because it triggers the liver. All the cholesterol drug, mostly all the statin things, is dealing with the liver to stop liver production of this LDL. Don't produce it anymore. But the brain didn't receive it. So the brain will keep on pestering the liver. So when you want to produce it, you take drug to kind of like let it submit to it. So you have a, we call it a hair wire type of metabolism in the body. It gets worse. I'm not here to blame the medication. Just a very simple question. Medication for heart attack and cholesterol has been in the market for so many years already. But heart attack still remains number one in the world. And blocking of the artery is so common. So common. If the medication can help you resolve the issue, why people are still having this issue? after all the years. And the moment you start on medication, sorry to say, you basically need to eat it for your whole life. Suppress it whole life, in the end, still have heart problem. Okay, so you have to really rethink about it. When you need it, you take medication to kind of suppress it temporarily, okay, but that's not the root of the problem. You can ask doctor directly, doctor, can I take medication? I will be cured. Cholesterol problem? No. Is this a you personally think that after I take it, I will be healed? No such thing. Medication is just only to suppress for cholesterol level. It's not to heal you. So don't ever think that you're taking medication, you'll be healed. Or today I got a cholesterol high, I take medication, I'll be healed. No such thing. Only suppress. And you must know what is the main cause. Because bleeding will have 5 cholesterol. So each of them represent different issue in the body. You cannot just lump it everything like, oh, lack of exercise, I think it too oily, that's the issue, or genetic, I inherited. It's not that simple. Okay, pay me a bit more attention, get to know more. And today I can only give you one, the LDL thing. A lot of people still do not understand why this LDL is very high. So after this, I think you kind of have a better, clearer picture why your LDL is increased. It's all about the free radicals in the body. Yes?
Will the blood pressure eventually go up?
If blood like this, yes. This is the main cause of all the diseases now. But to prevent this, you need to have this. Then this LDL will not start there. LDL are originally not meant to block the blood vessel. It's only when it's oxidized, it will have that.
So if the blood pressure is being controlled, then we are quite safe.
Not to say, not everyone having heart attack will have high blood pressure. Not everyone. Sometimes you have blocked, the blood flow still can run, you have normal blood pressure. Not necessary.
Or even a stroke.
Yeah, sometimes it might be very badly blocked, only then you feel the symptoms. Sometimes not. That's the reason why you see in drama sometimes, the person overall, okay, suddenly get some stress, maybe your son spent all your fortunes, or suddenly, wow, so much emotion, burst vessel. So that's the reason why the blockage might not be like 100% only you feel it. It must be very serious, like 75% before you feel it. So before 75, you might not feel anything at all. No symptoms at all. That's why heart disease is called silent killer. Slowly creep into your life without you knowing it. When it happens, it can be very bad. Stroke, heart attack comes in. So high blood pressure is just a simple way to monitor how well your blood is flowing, but you cannot just rely on that. It's just a bit too simple. Okay, when you go for your blood test, you see a very high LDL, please take more antioxidants. So how do you get antioxidants? Simple, antioxidants is actually measured by this called ORAC reading. ORAC reading is to see how strong certain component in the antioxidant effect. Most of the berries are very popular. Berries is very high. Tomato, carrot, all these things like lycopene, carrot, also good, but not so high, the ability. Okay, this is because of the ORAC value. And then Chinese fruits in there. This is most of the American Caucasians, white people take all this very, you can take, but very expensive in Malaysia. We can go for a bit local version. It's also not bad. Okay, I'll show you the next one. Goji berry. Daisy also very high antioxidants. And Malaysia also has pomegranate. Pomegranate also very high. And then comes in a concept. A lot of people think that, oh, I take this acai berry. It's not called acai berry. Last time I called acai being scolded. Okay, it's called acai berry. Okay, from Amazon. Sounds very good but don't have to. We take local fruits better. Because imported fruits, when they ship to Malaysia, most of the nutrients might be gone. So take more local fruits will be good. And don't take only one. Okay, even though acai berry is very high, if this only take acai berry, you might not get whole range of antioxidants. If possible, combine few different types. So take a lot of these different colors of vegetables and fruits in the day, you will have sufficient antioxidants already. Don't pay too much attention to, oh, this one is, broccoli is very low, so only 900, I must take this. Not necessary. Every day you have this, few combined is enough, more than enough already. Got it? So for LDL, it's all about antioxidants. Simple as that. So anything about heart disease, cholesterol, high blood pressure.
But the thing is,
yes.
When you took this kind of fruit from market, there are a lot of the pesticide or whatever. So how?
Okay, this is a different issue. So you have to have a better liver to detox, to plant things that you do not need from the body. Some other people will have this phobia because they say, oh, this is not good, this is tainted, this is tainted. But you're not taking all these things, you have no nutrients, your body can't even do anything. So you take whatever you need and then strengthen certain part of the body to do the things that you require, like detox things. You cannot escape. Even you are not eating, the air has it, the soil has it, everything has it. So it's a better concept is to get things that you need, strengthen part that you needed more. If you think that you are being more toxic, strengthen the liver. Once in a while, do some detox, let the rest a little bit. Okay, cleanse a bit more, then you'll be good. No need to be over worried about all these things. It's going to be there. You like it, you don't like it, it's going to be there. Because if you complain, okay, send to Singapore, present too much, send back to Malaysia, sell cheaper, you start to buy already. A lot of people say, oh, it's not good, not good, not good. The moment they say, oh, the price of 1 ringgit now, 2 ringgit, 11 per piece, now drop 99 cents, you start buying already. So what's the difference? I don't think it's a major difference there. Because we do not have that, we call it, very strong attitude towards eating healthy. We are not like the Japanese. Japanese, when they say no is no. No GMO is no GMO. Genetically modified organism, that means gene modified things. But Malaysia, they will still take it. We don't care, we just consume, not cheaper, okay, fine. We still consume. We know that it's not good, but sometimes we cannot break away from that. Sometimes cheaper, more, then we buy. So for us, we have to take things that we should. Maintain our internal organs strong, healthy, then it's not an issue already. Okay? Yes.
When you go KT, normally you buy one dry one.
Yeah. Better than nothing lah. That's why I'm saying you cannot get the original one. At least dry version is better than
They
nothing.
put a lot of sulfur.
Yeah, that's why I have to wash.
They put sulfur to preserve.
Preserve it, ma.
Yes, sulfur.
Yeah, so you have to kind of soak it, do it well. I think there are things you can do about it. So if not the stuff, yeah, of course there's nothing perfect in this world. So you have to weigh between the two. If your gaze is really heavily tainted with chemicals, better don't take. Okay? But it's still a little bit, then it's fine. Then it's fine, Okay? Better than nothing at all. Then, that's it, yes.
Is there a test that can actually measure the level of free radicals in your body?
They are, but most of the days cannot say for sure. Because the free radicals might be circulating in the whole body and depends on which part that you check. Because free radicals can tend to be kept under the fat, under the skin. You can actually check that. Okay, because free radicals can be. Our body has this very unique ability of forming fat. A lot of people think that all these fat cells no use. Fat cells has a very good property of encapsulating toxins. Yes, it has the ability. Just like when you fry your food, you have fish that is not fresh, you steam it, still very fishy lah. But you fry it is different. It's fresh again. Why all toxin going into the oil? That's why the oil will kind of like keep on adding toxins because it can have this ability to keep the toxins in there. So when people have a lot of oil, a lot of fat in the body, it's not necessarily they must eat a lot of oil. You see lots of these because I'm not just saying that they're biased against them. You can see a lot of we call it laborer from overseas, like Bangladesh come to Malaysia. But using look what they eat, they just eat rice with a little sauce only. They don't have much nutrients, but they have a very big belly. And you see those in Africa, all these small kids malnutrition, they have a very big belly. This is not because of too much nutrients, too much toxins in the body. The body form a lot of fat to kind of bind it, so it's not a good sign. So when you check free radicals is actually a toxin in the body. You can check under the skin, fat layer. And then sometimes they will check your palm, something like that. So there are some tests, but cannot tell the whole body. Okay, got it? Any more questions? Yes.
Where are the sources of these free radicals? Is it from
multiple sources. Even the handphone right now also has it. You're holding it, is there having it. That's the reason I put it there. Don't get so close. This is called radiation. Radiation is also free radicals. Okay, you want to know what's all these free radicals? Very simple. Look at all these super we call it heroes in the market right now. All the X-Men, okay, X-Men. You have heard about X-Men? Wolverine, Storm, all these different. Oh no, never mind. Talk about what else? Talk about Fantastic Four. No idea. Another one you definitely know. Incredible Hulk, the green guy. How come a normal people become an Incredible Hulk? Because it's being exposed to gamma ray. It's a very strong radiation. If normal people hit it, will get blood cancer. But in comic, they become superhero. Because the radiation is so strong, it alters the whole body. So in real life, you will be a cancer patient, but in comic, you're a superhero. Daredevil, all these things, all the exposed to radiation are all these cases. So a lot of sources. Even our sun also have a big source of radiation free radicals there. all the exhaust, all these pollutants. It's all
Now
free
it's
radicals.
increasing, that's why the cancer cases are going up.
Yes, more and more. Last time we had the big organ cancer, like the liver, the lung. Now the small organ also have cancer. The tongue got cancer, the eyeball got cancer. Now almost every part of the body can get cancer.
Getting cancer now.
Yes, because the source of radiation is actually free radicals is too much to handle at the moment. So we have to kind of balance it. Because we can adapt, it's just that we must have the right knowledge to adapt. The Japanese are being exposed to free radicals a long time ago during World War II. 1941, Hiroshima, Nagasaki being bombed with atomic bomb. That is radiation. That's the reason why that time those hit by it, genetic, very bad. Few generations down, it's all a little bit of, you can see that it's not normal people. But they can clear off. Why? Through nutrition. They know what to take to clear off this radiation from the body, so that's why they can advance much better. Last time, Japanese are renowned for being short, right? Yeah. Now they're much taller than this.
Yeah.
Because they know what they are taking to kind of help the body to. Of course, first generation cannot do that because it's already in the body. But the upcoming generation, you can do a lot of things. You've known the right knowledge. And this important information is going to link with this disease called cancer. Because too much of free radical toxin in the body will inevitably cause cancer cells to form. And a lot of people think that cancer is very simple, just kill the cancer cell, okay? So that's why we have a lot of therapy that's cut, surgery, use radiation, kill them using laser, radiotherapy, and use a lot of chemo chemicals to kill them. So this is what we are doing in the Western medication. I don't go against it, but I don't agree with it. Because the point I want to share with you is, cancer is because of the cell got mutation. What do you mean by cell? Cell is the first cell that we have is the first sperm of the dad and the egg from the mom. When these two fertilize, you have the first egg. And this egg will form into a whole body itself. So our body are made from cells. And the cells, how the cell look like, how our hair look like, skin look like, is all governed by the DNA. Okay, so DNA is not a new thing to all of you. So when DNA have mutation, that means something kind of disrupt the DNA. So your cell will, from a very healthy, squarish cell, will change a little bit abnormal already. And this is called tumor cell. Not so normal, we call tumor cell. But if this mutation, you don't rectify it, it causes the cell to change further. It will look something totally different from the original cell. And this is called cancer cell. And all of this is because of a gene being attacked by free radical toxins in the way. So how do we tackle this? There are some facts. First thing comes first. Cancer, every minute, every second in our body, there are 100 to 10,000 cancer cells in the body. Nobody will have zero. So when you go for tumor marker test, in blood test, you don't see any zero there. So everyone will have cancer cells. So that's a fact. But why not everyone have cancer? Because if our immune system is strong, we will seek and kill all these cancer cells. Grow one, kill one, grow one, kill one, so you have nothing wrong with that. The point is, where your body cannot detect cancer cell. That is the big issue. What do you mean by that? Because our cancer cells originally is from our normal cells. It just changed a little bit from the beginning. It's not so easily to detect. That's the reason why our immune system have to have this good communication. Because cytokines. This is not very important for you to memorize. You just need to remember one thing. Our immune cells need to communicate very well and know how to identify cancer cells. Because in a group of normal cells, they are very similar. But some already mutated, but the mutation might be very mild. Your immune system don't detect it, it will grow. I think this photo will be much better, this diagram. For example, a healthy normal cells. One day, suddenly got mutation, too much exposure of handphones in the way, radiation, start to change. Oh, I think I got a mutation already. So start to change a little bit. So the surface of the cells will look different. Everything green, suddenly one got red. So what happened? Your immune cells in the body, immune system cells, will pass by, and if the immune cell detect abnormality in this cell, they will kill it. But every cell wants to survive. So what the cell will do? The cell can hide the surface mutation inside the body. So externally, still look very much normal. So immune cell will see that, okay, looks normal, so let it go. So this cancer cell survive. So if this survive, we will grow to more cancer cell that is having issue with them. So immune cell, we need to have something much stronger. We call NK cell, natural killer cell. They have different types. And this one is very smart. The moment they detect anything wrong, oh, you have cancer cell, they were going to destroy already. So the whole thing is all about how you detect cancer cell. Not like medication. Go in, good kill, bad kill, I don't care. At least I kill everything. That's what we are doing right now. Do you realize that? Radiation, 1 cm tumor, but radiate 5 cm circumference. Why? Dilated. Why? Because it's better to kill more. You don't know any cancer cells around there. Because if you look at cancer cells surrounding also start to change, but we do not, we kill more. So this is what we are doing, whereby it's not helping much. You need to detect, because all the cancer cell is very similar to your normal cells. So it's all about how you detect cancer cell. And nutrition can be achieved. This is one of the research done. So later on you see anything like this, okay? The title and very small wording. This small wording is actually the most important. This wording is actually the title of the research. So if you are keen to look at the whole research paper, you type this in the internet and you will find. Okay? In the year 1993, under the research of nutrition and cancer, they found out omega-3 from the fish oil can actually help the immune system to detect the cancer cell by changing the surface structure of the tumor cell. They change. So look easily, identify, this is cancer cell, this is tumor cell. So easily detectable. It can be done by using omega-3. And this research has been done all the way. So this one is the most recent one, year 2010. Is really omega is really that good because a lot of research has been done. So we all know that conventional chemotherapy is like a double-edged sword. The good, the bad, all killed. And so far, omega-3 has been very promising, more like a shield and sword. That means your immune system will kill the bad one, but you will protect the good one. How good it is all been done, all the research has been done on animal and human. Is there a conclusion? Yes, but I don't get it. Why? Because this research, they need to pay money to get the whole research. So any one of you want to pay for this research? I mean, it's okay when you pay for that, remember to send me a copy. Okay, I also very keen. Because they combine all the research been done throughout the 10 over years on omega and on cancer cell vaccination, and then they come up with the conclusions. But this research, no free paper. Okay, you have to pay for it. But I think it's worthwhile lah. But I'm not an oncologist, so that's why I think that it's okay. This years that they have done. So it's good to have the good omega-3 to make your cell look normal. Normal. If cancer cell will look very abnormal, so easily to detect. So when it comes to cancer, first thing comes first about nutrition is whether you know how to detect the cancer cells or not before you go for treatment. Okay? With this being said, I will share something extra today. I didn't share with the Chinese session earlier on, but this session I want to share with you. When you go for chemotherapy, I think bound to have some of your relatives, friends who are having cancer. So first thing when it comes to chemotherapy, like I said, the first thing is to detect. So how do you know that chemotherapy is going to work or not? A lot of doctors will actually prescribe that you go for how many treatments, how many cycles, then we will see. So what are you seeing? So the first thing when it comes to chemotherapy, if you want to start, you must have a cancer antigen marker. That means you check your blood, see how many of these cancer cells in the blood. If it's elevated, then you go for chemo. If the chemo works, what will happen? The reading drop. Then it works well. So if you do not have a reading, so don't say that in your case you don't have a tumor marker, you just go for chemo. Then what will happen? If it works, of course, good for you lah. If it doesn't work, it will kill your cells, Because chemo is a double-edged sword. It can go both ways. So the time when you go back to see doctor, the medication is not working for you. Can I go for the next one? Cannot. Why? Because the earlier medication already destroyed your liver. Already destroyed your bone marrow. So you have no chance. So when it comes to this, first thing, cancer marker is very important. If no cancer marker, then how? You must ask doctor, if the chemo didn't kill cancer cell, kill all my good cells, what are the indications? Don't wait until 3 months and go back. Doctor, you see, I lose all the weight. Okay, I cannot barely move. It's too late already. Okay, so you must know how to detect. That's the reason why the cancer marker is important. So before you go on chemo, you must have a cancer marker. That will be a good indicator whether the chemo is working or not working. Got it? Okay, so this is a little bit in depth about cancer. Hopefully none of your family members or friends having that. But bound to have that. Cancer rate is actually around one in among 10 of Malaysians. So it's quite common. Okay?
4.
4 already, we should report. 4 is the more on this, we call it blood circulation problems lah. Like high blood pressure, cholesterol is 4. Among 4 then will be 1. So here around 6 to 7 of you having high cholesterol, high blood, heart attack, stroke in the future. You will know that. Okay? So look to the left, look to the right. Hopefully it's not me. Okay? Hopefully, but you must do something about it. Because you can. I also will have the same chance of having heart attack. But you are doing something about it, at least the chance is much lower. You know how to take care. Cancer is around 10, we have 1 around that. Okay? Yes.
Actually, as you mentioned that you need their oncologists that will put the patient through chemo without actually.
Yes.
Really?
A lot.
Cannot be what?
A lot. Yes. For information, a lot.
How can they do that? Then they don't have the reference.
That's why you need to understand one thing. When you go and see doctor, this is recorded, so I try to make it a little not so clean. But it's okay. Just sharing, just plain sharing. Okay. This is my personal point of view. First thing I want to make it very clear. When you see an oncologist, okay, when it comes to cancer, it's a very unique thing right now. When it comes to cancer, when it comes to chemo drug, there's no kind of standard formula for it. When you see an oncologist, it depends on what he or she wants to prescribe to you. Simple as that. So when you come to that, is that you have to see. Oncology doctor, when they prescribe chemotherapy, there are 2 reasons they are prescribing, main 2 reasons. One is for treatment. When the cancer cell is spreading so much, they need to use that to control it. The second one is more like a palliative thing. It's more like you already done your radiation, you already done the surgery, or add in chemo in. Just more like a prevention thing. Just few rounds of chemo will be better lah. Okay, we do not know. Maybe radiation didn't kill that one, and this chemo goes in, can help to kill. So you need to see from the beginning, this chemotherapy is meant for treatment, or is more on palliative care, just like prevention thing. So the first thing you have to decide on that. Okay? If the first one is meant for treatment, this one is you need to be monitored quite often. Every time you go for chemo, they need to check your blood, check your blood pressure, everything. So this one I'm not so worried. Because anything happens is not good for them, doctor can see it quite visibly. The second one is the most we call it dangerous, because you might not need it. Okay, I've seen cases here lesser, Seremban quite a lot. A tumor there, okay, do not know it's cancer or not, surgery removes the whole thing. After remove, only know that it's cancer. Then doctor say, oh, it's cancer. So what you do, all this area need to radiotherapy, and then chemo some more. Why? Because we do not know that something already spread, we don't know, so you have to put in that. That is the worst thing. Because when we physically look at it, you are free from cancer. The tumor has been removed already. There's nothing for them to radiate. There's no tumor there. But when doctor remove the whole thing, only found out it's cancer, then doctor was afraid, might be something spread, then we come back and sue them. So the actual way of doing things, is, first thing you need to do a biopsy, to get a little bit of sample out, to check whether it's cancer or not before you surgery remove it. This is the first thing. Because you do not know what is in there. So if you think that it's normal tumor and just remove, then cancer can spread. So doctor is more like, after there's a chance that it may spread, so I'll do some radiotherapy like some prevention in, maybe you might not need it. So that is the worst thing. You don't have anything to refer. And there's one case here, they come here, what happened to her is, after remove it, confirm cancer, go on chemo and radiotherapy, what happens now? The bone marrow being kind of damaged, she cannot generate her own blood. Blood transfusion, 2-3 weeks down the road, gone, transfuse some more. Because the chemo actually injured the bone marrow. Because it's double-edged sword. If not killing cancer cell, it will find something to kill. So it happens to your own body normal cells, sorry no. So it's very dangerous. So when it comes to cancer, first thing comes first, you find a tumor. Don't think every tumor is cancer. Tumor can be a benign version. So don't be so worried and then so being phobia about it. Confirm it first. The most accurate way is biopsy. Get a little bit of the sample up and go for the analysis under the microscope. And then doctor will tell you one thing, hey, maybe this tumor, I think here, this no cancer, here no cancer, maybe in the middle here, we didn't get it, so we do not know. Better to remove the whole thing. Then you have to tell the doctor, if that's the case itself, If you remove the whole thing, it's cancer, then how it will spread, right? So are you prepared to do the operation or not? Because why? When you're doing the operation, you are just a surgeon. But if it's a cancer, you must have an oncologist together. So are you prepared enough to deal with the consequences? There might be a chance that it's a cancer, right? You do not know why, you just want to operate and see. So if you really cancer, you will not be able to handle, you will push me to oncologist later on. So are you ready for that surgery or not? Then I give you another thing, but don't tell doctors that I told you lah, okay? Besides doing biopsy, there's another scan you can kind of identify whether it's cancer or not. It's called a PET scan, PET, positron emission tomography. PET scan is actually different from CT scan. When you go for CT scan, it's more like an X-ray. You know the exact location of the tumor, but you cannot tell whether it's cancer or not. PET scan is different. When you do a CT scan, for example, CT scan, oh, my left-hand part here got one big tumor here. Don't know if it's cancer or not. Then I go for a PET scan. When I scan through PET scan actually will see colors only. So if the whole color change until this area, this color and the surrounding cell color, is it the same? For example, this area have a tumor. Okay, surrounding cell is blue color. This area is a blue color, so it's equal, same color. That means the cancer is not cancerous. It's normal cell. The color activity is the same. But when you go for PET scan, the exact location of the tumor, and you scan PET scan, this area is very bright in color. That means the cell is very active. The probability is the cancer cell is very high. Then you know it's most probably you're dealing with cancer. So there are a lot of scans in the market, and please don't just refer to one doctor when he said that through my experience, this is what I think. Never ever believe that. Okay? If he ever said that, you can ask him a very simple question. So under your case, doctor, how many have been healed? How many have died? From there, I will know how to do my judgment. You say the true experience is definitely cancer. Okay, how many under your hand that after surgery, they all completely healed, and how many have died? I think that will be a much better way to determine whether I want to believe you or not. Because through his experience, and then he can tell you, oh, sorry, I just miscalculated somewhere. Don't put yourself, especially when it comes to cancer. Okay, please make sure first, cancer is a very delicate thing. Because you're not dealing with something foreign, you're dealing with something that your body generates. Your body are growing a lot of cancer cells. You must find a way to tackle that. First thing, confirm whether it's cancer or not. And help your body to do that. Because when your body knows how to determine which cancer cell, your immune system will do the rest. Even you have treatment comes in, it also works better that way. Okay?
Charles was yes. That usually oncologists will go through the CT scan, and you say there's another the PET scan.
Okay. It goes together with the machine.
Why they don't put the patient through?
This is very, very subjective. Subjective questions in a way, because we have machine to do that. Even I'm not an oncologist, we know that that machine is meant for. But why doctors are not doing it, I really do not know.
Is it because it's very expensive?
No, it's cheaper than MRI. I've seen patients who go for MRI. It's much more expensive. You have the 3D version of the tumor. You can see how big, how deep. What is meant for? This is easy for doctor to operate only, but cannot tell whether it's cancer or not. PET scan is a much cheaper version to see the scans, the tints of color.
And it's a more reliable way to confirm.
Biopsy will be the best. Second will be PET scan. At least PET scan is to see the activity of the cells. PET scan is when you scan on it, you just look colors. Different colors. So cell that's active, the color will be brighter. So when you compare with the CT scan, you know the exact location of the tumor, and you see the area, is it very bright? If it's very bright, that means the cell here is very active. Most probably a cancer cell. Still cannot say for sure. Yes.
Can normal people like us, go for this kind of test?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. When you scan, you will still see a report with colors. Your heart is very bright because it's very active. Your brain is very bright. That's about it. Yes.
If you really have cancer, at least you can detect it.
You must have a tumor, and then you have the CT scan, X-ray to combine together. Because we need to know the location of the tumor, and then we need to see the brightness. If not, you just see the whole picture, it's just bright, a lot of colors, that's all.
It's okay, at least you know.
No, but not tell you anything, and nothing can be deducted from that. Nothing can be confirmed from that report, except if you have a CT scan with a tumor. So only when you two combine, the tumor location and the brightness location is exactly the same place, then you can say that this is cancer cell. So you have tumor here, but the brightness is no brightness at all. So it might be just a normal tumor only, benign cell. Well, that's how it goes. And this type of testing is very important. So sometimes the worst I've encountered, every doctor, the doctor say that, how can I know for sure? So the easiest thing is to operate and see. I was like, excuse me doctor, you are the doctor. If you need to operate and see, that means you are not capable enough. Because you don't even know what you are facing. How can I allow you to operate on me? First thing comes first lah. If I go and operate, anything happen, you will not be responsible anyway because I already signed. Obviously. Okay? And there are cases whereby, I deviate a little bit more. I just want to share some examples that I heard. I think it's very, very not, how to say, ethical. You know what happened? I heard doctor say to this customer recently. Okay, she had a growth in the uterus. A lot of ladies will have that. And then doctor asked her to remove the whole womb. And then she said that this is only a tumor, why have to remove the whole womb? And then the doctor said that because the tumor actually penetrated very deep into your tissue, so when I cut it that time itself, it might have extra bleeding, and then it actually will cause a lot of this we call fatality, like maybe in the end. Then she said that, this is what doctor she told her, and she kind of want to do the surgery. But I rephrased the whole thing, and then she said, I never thought of that. If doctor said that when I operate, there are the chance that you have excessive bleeding. So what does it mean? Is the doctor's skill not good lah? Right? If the doctor's skill is good, you won't have excessive bleeding. It's the doctor's job to remove the tumor, sew it back, you will not have internal bleeding. That is his job. If a doctor tells you, I will do a bad job, I will cut that, I will not cut that, I did too much, I will bleed to death, you still want them to cut you. So it's like going to a tailor, measure your whole body, everything done, and then he'll tell you one thing. Even though I measure everything, but the end, the clothing comes out, here will have extra length, there will be shortened. So what's the purpose of you checking the whole body? That means you are not qualified at all. Simple as that. I'm not saying that any doctor who mentioned that. Because doctor, when you say that you cut will have excessive bleeding, it means that you are not good in what you're doing. You are trained to do a surgery. And surgery, removing and sewing back is part of your job. You should be able to do it very well. And now you're telling me that there are the chance that I will overcut something and you will bleed to death. Now to me, is your profession not good enough? I will can find another surgeon and ask the surgeon, are you sure that when I cut I will not have excessive bleeding? No worry, I can do it well. Because I have clients, this very young girl have a lot of lumps in the breast. And all the doctors that she went for, total removal. Mastectomy remove. And I told her, no. Why? Because it's not cancer, first thing comes first. And at such a young age, remove both of your breasts, you will not feel like a lady anymore. So I told the mom, no, look for a doctor willing to do it differently. And then every doctor saying the same thing until she met with another doctor. I think it's from Johor Tengku Ampuan Hospital for Dr. Hospital. The doctor said, okay, simple, what I do for you, I will actually help you remove, but then I will do it in few times. The first thing I will cut around the nipple. I will dig in that, it means fold it over, dig out all these lumps, cut it all up, put it back, sew it back. Let it heal for 2-3 months. I will cut the bottom part, fold it up, and remove it. So I have to do it 4 times. Is she okay? I said, that's good. Go for it, and can preserve the whole breast. So it depends on which doctor you're looking for. One cut, I also know lah, right? Just cut lah. Simple as that. So we are doing this. A lot of people get it very wrong. I think I go a bit overboard lah, but this is my personal opinion. When the moment you encounter this issue, you look at how the doctor's advising you, you will know whether you need to look for him or not. Most of the time, you have a tumor, surgery, cut off, and doctor will tell you, this is my date available. Okay, slot you in for surgery, you must confirm as soon as possible because I will be around here, around there. It shows what? Doctor is not keen on your health. Because why? You are not even ready about it. The first thing they thought is that when I'm able to cut you. And your health, is it going to make it compliant to your doctor's schedule? No lah, just like a lot of people going for pregnancy and delivery, sometimes they go for private doctors think that they're very good. And the moment they want to deliver is all not natural. Why? Because doctors are not available. On that time. Cesarean lah, because doctors are free on that time to help you deliver. So what are you talking about? You're not thinking about the health of the baby or whatsoever. You're just thinking that, oh, it's going to be convenient for the doctor. And you still want to pay for that. To me, it's totally ridiculous. So these are the things that I want you to clearly give it a thought. You might not be so extreme as me. I'm not anti-doctor. I will still see doctor when I need it. It's just that sometimes we need to really get it clear. Sometimes we just like follow the crowd too much. So a lot of people being cesarean. So like, why not you go for natural? Doctor not available on that day. They are on holiday lah. This after lah. I was like, you give birth or you have to follow a doctor's schedule. I was like, what is that? I just cannot accept it that way. But 5 months since already delivered, nothing much I can say. Okay? Don't you think it's a little ridiculous? Because they give me the excuse like, the doctor on holiday, so there are no more doctors. Because all the while we see the same doctor ma. So the other doctor not good, you just want to have a delivery ma. So what's the big deal about it? So these are the things. Okay? Any one of you are doctors here? Son, daughters, relatives? I may go a bit overboard, but this is all my personal opinion only lah. Okay, you can just treat it as a reference. Okay, so we have 2 more points. Okay, we're almost reaching 4. We have 2 more points to share. The 2 second last will be on bone and joints. A lot of people think about bone and joint. The first thing comes to their mind is calcium. Nowadays, especially when the parents getting older, having complaining joint pain, the kid will buy them what? Milk powder. For elderly, 50 plus, the what Gola, the A one, and then a lot of calcium, good for the bone, good for the joints. First thing comes first, you already get it very wrong. And other people think, oh, giving them calcium is what they need. First thing, calcium are not all the same. Most of the calcium in the market is something that you might not ever thought it should be. First thing, calcium is coral calcium. Coral calcium is actually from where? What do you mean by coral?
Coral?
Reef lah, stone lah from the. Of course they don't put stone calcium. Yeah, if they put stone calcium, you won't buy lah. So they put coral. Oh, coral is from the sea, looks good. Since it is sea ham hock lah, so simple as that. They are taking stone as calcium. Just imagine you're taking all these stones in your body. Can your body absorb it? No. Can be absorbed. What happen? Can sediment and kidney. You have kidney stones. Sediment on the bone. You have bone spur. So calcium, you need to know what type of calcium, what is the source of calcium you're taking. First thing, bone calcium, similarly among all the supplements lah. The first is fish oil, the most common, second is calcium, a lot of people taking. But calcium is very cheap. Big tablets, very hard to swallow, right? Give 1000 mg or more, for some quite a lot. So it's very cheap, the source is very cheap if you're taking stone coral calcium. Okay, so this is another study. This study is done by a lot of scientists here, named here, and then you can see that they actually use 4 calcium, different type, to see the absorption, the bioavailability. When you take the calcium in, can you absorb, can you utilize it? Among all the 4 types of calcium, the B is the best. B, they use dicalcium malate. The worst one is D. D is calcium carbonate. So what is calcium carbonate? Your coral stone? Limestone, no? Okay, so Malaysia is either you get from the sea, the Siam Hall, or you go to Batu Cave, get the chalk out or the limestone out, you will get a lot of calcium too. But this type of calcium is not something that you want. The molecular is too big, your body can absorb, and sorry to let you know, all the milk powder they add calcium carbonate. Do you remember one brand that last time they were actually very popular? 4 times of calcium in there. 4 times one there. They use our Malaysian very popular artist like Dato' Michelle Yeoh for the advertisement. And then a lot of people ask me, Charles, can I drink that milk? 4 times calcium, very good, you know. Then I ask them a very simple question. Oh, these are very popular. I know Dato' Michelle Yeoh as the spokesperson for this program. Yeah, no, she said that Malaysians should drink more calcium. So this is for 4 times calcium. What's more facts 4 times more? Then I ask her very simple. If you can answer me this question, if you drink. So what question? I know this Dato' Michelle Yeoh is very popular in the kung fu, everything, acting. Is she really renowned on rearing cows? No. Well, what is the question? I don't get it. People's cows got 1 time of calcium. The cows from her brand got 4 times of calcium. That must be a super cow, right? And she said, no, must be a normal cow. But how come the normal cow milk got 4 times calcium? Then you think, I also don't know. Added lah. And look at the ingredient, calcium carbonate. It's added in. And you added in all this stone calcium in your body, can you absorb it? Don't absorb kidney stone, bone spur, something. If absorb, might not be a good thing too. You might be something like this, okay? A renowned artist, okay? Anything wrong with her? Nothing lah, she's still dancing lah. But you notice anything different compared to the rest of the dancer?
Very stiff. Very stiff.
Very stiff. Look at her. So, you can see here, if you're only taking calcium, you might just end up like her lah. Okay? Of course, I cannot say for sure she's having that issue. This is why I want to represent it in a way. Because calcium is give you rigidity. That means your bone will be very rigid, very stiff in a way. So it's okay if it goes in. If it doesn't, it'll be very stiff like her. And the worst thing is, a lot of people mistaken. Joint problem. This one can move, we call joint. Also take calcium. That's a very wrong concept. This is the worst concept of all. Joint problem, drink milk lah, take calcium lah. It's the wrong concept from the very beginning because bone need calcium to be sturdy. Joint don't need calcium. If joint goes in calcium, what will happen? It becomes hard. You can't even move like her lah. So stiff. So when you come to joints, you need cartilage, glucose semi-contracting. Basically, these are the nutrients that you require. 7 types. You need the collagen, you need the elastin, you need the hyaluronic, glucose semi-contracting, keratin, glucose semi-sulfate. So quite a lot of things. And now in the market, they are giving you these 3 lah. Glucosamine, hyaluronic HA, and then chondroitin. They are giving you lesser and lesser. But later on they will come out, my formula is better, added this, added that. But basically you need all this. To form a proper joint. Elastin to give it elasticity, collagen to extract, retain the moisture in there. All the things are required. But the point is, if you're taking all these nutrients, your joint might not still be healthy. This is the main point I want to share with you. You might have all the nutrients, like I mentioned earlier on, but you take all these nutrients in, your joint might still not heal. Just like you bought all the ingredients to build a house. You bought the brick, you bought the cement, you bought everything. But if you lack one thing, you won't get a house. Do you know what is that? For example, you want to build a house, you buy all the bricks, all the cement, everything, you bought it there, lay it down on the floor. I want a house! But if you lack one thing, you won't see a house. What is that? No contractor. That's a joke. Yeah, you don't have a genie now. Genie, transform me to a house. No, you must have the raw material and the builder, the contractor, to build it. So this contractor coming from where? It's actually coming from the brain. And this is the issue I want to share with you. Our bones is very unique. Our bones, when you start to age, it will not heal back. Why? Because there's a growth, we call it growth curve in our giant bones. When our bones, when they are young, that's how you can grow. So you have broken your bone when you're young, it still can heal. But when you reach adulthood, sorry lah. The moment you reach adulthood, the bone will be stagnant, the joint will be stagnant. Hardly will heal. So that's the reason why I want to grow another 2-3 cm. Impossible for this age. So the point is, if you have all the raw mat, but the body is unwilling to do the repair, it will be meaningless. So when we come to this part, it's very important. When you build that, your bone is like building a house. How strong it's going to be is not about the raw mat that you use. Raw mat might be the same brick, same cement, but the outcome, the final house, the final joint you have, it all depends on the contractor and the architects of the joints. Okay? So please don't look for this type of contractor. Who are they? Know this guy, right? So what have we done wrong here? Did anyone notice? You look at the way he laid the brick. Supposedly one on the side like that, they lay both one top and bottom. So it will not be strong. So from the very beginning, you lay the wrong foundation, you will not have good bones and joints. So for people make fun of him, but actually it's him, authentic photo. People send to me say, how can this guy do like this? Everyone doing the same thing. Basic thing also, he doesn't know how to do it. So it's a very important thing. So when it comes to bone and joints, getting all the raw mat is correct. This is the first step. Second thing is getting the right contractor. Get the wrong guy in, you have poor quality joints in the leg. So how to do that? I want to share something with you. If you notice in this photo, there's a kind of yellow thing here. What is this? This is actually royal jelly. And royal jelly has been proven, okay, have in joints, and not only joint problem, the most serious rheumatoid arthritis. In Western medication, nothing can be helped. Only painkiller, only steroid jab for rheumatoid. But research has shown that royal jelly able to fix this issue because it can help you repair it back. Because the point is, a lot of joint problem is of course a lot of pain sometimes will be gone, but once it's gone, it's stiff already. Nothing can improve because the joint don't improve after you already itch. But royal jelly can help you to kind of trigger that repairing thing. And then another one research, this is another research in year 2003. This one shows that royal jelly can actually improve collagen synthesis. That means all the joint collagen, elastin can regrow it back in the leg. So it's quite important. And this way is very similar to what you are seeing. If you're Chinese, you will go for this we call Chinese Tita. Okay? If you are Western, you will go for physiotherapy. So when your joint is very stiff, you cannot move, for example, after accident, you plaster it for 3 months. Once you remove the plaster, the joint is very stiff, right? So what you need to do, go for physio. And physio, what they do? Move it, very painful, have to move it. Because when you are very painful, the joint give a signal to the brain. Then the brain says, oh, this is injured, I will actually repair it. You see, Tita is also the same. Very stiff, what did the doctor do? Twist it again, injure it again. Until it's very painful, the brain get the signal, then they will repair. You didn't know that? Oh, okay. Then maybe you never been see a Tita like that. So they have to injure you, they have to twist you, then you have to kind of like slowly heal by yourself. Okay? Physio also the same. Physio you have to go and work it out, very painful. Only the brain get the senses that there are some wound there, only then they will heal. And royal jelly exactly do the same thing. Because royal jelly is very good for the brain. So your brain is alert enough to know that certain joints has been damaged, so the healing was setting in the leg. So that's how nutrition works. A little bit lesser pain in comparison to all these things. So basically, when it comes to joint, you have the right architect. All these joint and bones that have been injured, damaged before, they will actually acknowledge it, rectify it, and slowly they will heal by themselves. So it's not only taking all the raw mat. Nowadays, I think a lot of people, when it comes to joint, they will take calcium, glucosamine, take a lot of all these nutrients in. But without this, they will not rebuild. Some people, they take a lot of collagen in there. What happens? The nail get longer, hair got thicker, but the joint still remain the same. Yeah, it's true story. And a lot of people who are taking collagen might notice that the nail grows stronger, hair got large, thicker, but the skin, the joint not feeling much of a result. Why? Because the body do not detect the wound there. So no healing there. Okay? So when it comes to bone, the last part I want to share with you is just not about the raw mat. It's all about the architect. Got it? So joint things, I don't think is a major issue. Anyone have any questions about bone and joints? No more calcium, calcium carbonate. Milk calcium okay. This time the apple calcium okay. No more calcium carbonate. Any more questions?
So that means that those that test for osteoporosis,
Yes.
when you say that
The bone
as
is
you
not.
age, the bone actually you can't continue to build more, which is stronger.
Can, unless your brain acknowledge that.
How to do that?
So the Western way is physio, hurt your joints until your brain feels it.
That's joint, what about the bone?
Same thing. Same thing. They kind of need to injure it a little bit. That means you need to do a lot of physio. You need to keep burden to the bone, to the joint, you need to exercise. These are the things they need to do. You must kind of injure it more. Only the brain will sense that, oh, this is not so sturdy, so I have to repair it more.
That's why they do the weight bearing exercise.
Yes. So this is the Western way of doing it. Theta is the same now. They have to twist your body to achieve that. Nutrition, we just alert the brain.
Is that inflammation in other words?
Inflammation is any damage, you will have inflammation. They cannot do that. You have to do until you feel painful.
It's induced.
Induce. Because if the brain do not sense it, no repair will be done. That's how it goes. So of course they don't reveal to you lah. They're actually doing some injury to your body, but that's the theory. If you don't have that, you will not heal. Yes, any questions?
They're saying that if we are taking, let's say, collagen,
Yes.
then it's plus royal jelly, then it will have.
Oh, even better.
The effect will be good.
Definitely better. Because you have the raw mat, you have the architect.
By the way, I'm taking shark cartilage. What do you think about that?
Shark cartilage is also good for joints, the same thing. Because shark cartilage is basically is a raw mat for all these joints in a way. But the point is, it's not that it's not good. It's just that in comparison, in a way, shark cartilage seems to be actually more acidic to the body and stomach, and not so good. Try to refrain. Sometimes people will have acidity, a lot of, we call it bloatedness of the stomach. If not, then it's okay. Second thing, raw mat, just from shark cartilage. Do you have the architect? If you are taking this together, I think it's good enough.
Also, today I learned something too.
Yes.
Plus royal jelly.
That's just the difference. Because one is raw mat.
The sauce is the same, right?
Raw jelly cannot be human made. And it's only for the bees. So as long as pure royal jelly, then you are perfectly fine with that. Royal jelly is very good. Actually, you look at all the research done on royal jelly, mostly it's on anti-aging. Even on Parkinson, Alzheimer's is actually very good too. Actually very good for the brain. So that's why it helps in this manner.
Propolis would be different from
Different.
royal jelly.
Propolis is more for immune system. Killing germs, boost immune system. On cancer, of course, I'll use a bit more propolis. And propolis can be used together with chemotherapy drugs too. Okay, one of the chemo drugs is called Taxol. It's a common chemo drug. It's actually one of the components in propolis. They just extract one component out of the propolis and make it in the lab. They can form this chemo drug called Taxol. So propolis is very good for immune system. So it's a different thing. So in nutrition, we don't have to get more. We just get the balance. What we lack, we take. What we have sufficient, don't take overload. Just take things that you need. And some of people just don't get the formula right. Or just take a lot of raw mat, but you don't have the architect, will not build. You have to get it right, then you start to see results. Okay? Any more on joints?
What about sea cucumber?
Sea cucumber is more on the last part of the hyaluronic acid, glucose. They also have all these glucose, chondroitin, everything. So make it simple. The best source of all the nutrients for your joints, no need to be fancy, no need to be expensive. From where? Eggs. Egg has it. Eggs has all the collagen, elastin, hyaluronic, everything you mentioned about the joint is there, we're having in the egg. But how you cook your egg is the most important thing. Because we want the collagen, all the protein in the egg itself, you cannot overcook it. When you fry egg, no more. So fried egg, totally off the chart. Okay? Hard-boiled egg, hard-boiled still has it. But hard-boiled you cannot overcook. Okay? When you overcook your egg itself, you will see the difference. If like more than 10 minutes, if the egg is well cooked, when you remove the egg shell, and then you slowly go to the egg yolk, you see that the egg yolk is all yellow. But if you overcook it, the egg yolk top layer will be grayish.
Yes.
And you overcook it, and the nutrient will be gone. And protein are very sensitive to heat. You cannot overcook. Just like your bird nest, very expensive, right? It's just protein, it's just saliva from the bird. Okay, a lot of protein. Next time I can buy my saliva, I eat a lot of protein. Okay, it's also very nutritious. So the most thing I want to mention is when you eat bird nest, you cannot boil it. You kind of shimmer it in a way, double boil it in a way. You cannot let the water in that cooking the bird nest to boil into bubbles. You will actually destroy all the good collagen in there. Same thing. So you cannot overdo it. So hard-boiled egg is still okay, but there are chances of some bacteria might still in there, hard-boiled egg. Hard-boiled is good enough, not over 10 minutes. The best is 7 minutes. The egg yolk is still a little bit liquid. That would be the best. Okay? If not, you can take the Japanese version of chawanmushi. The steamed egg. The steamed egg, very nice. Because you can see that the surface there's no bubble, very soft. That is steamed. That's type of the good collagen in there. I think that would be good. Okay? So how you prepare, more important. Then a lot of people ask me, how about sea cucumber? I boil it or boil it every day, boil it. Not much luck. Because protein, the more you boil, the harder it gets. Just like egg, the longer you boil, the harder it gets. Just like meat, the longer you boil, the harder it gets. The more harder it gets, it's very hard to chew to digest, and the nutrients content is not so good already. It already hardened. So that's the difference.
You mentioned about the Japanese chawanmushi. Then there's this like teaching us how to do it. When we beat the egg, then after that we actually filter it. So when we filter, they say that those that like you see coagulum and all those are not supposed to be taken. because they are high cholesterol and things like that. Is that true?
No.
Like the Kalaza, the Emperor and things like
Yes,
that?
actually the Kalaza is of course it can be edible lah, but it's part of the living thing, part of the egg that will form into a chicken like a little chick. So basically, of course, you remove that is good if you don't want to eat that, but you think that it's not an issue. What it actually giving you all the collagen that is from the egg white, it's not from the egg yolk. It's the egg white is very prone sensitive to heat. Because when you eat excessive heat, the whole protein will change. The mouthfeel is different. So we want it to be very soft enough. Because overcooked it will become very hard. Once hardened, you cannot digest, you cannot absorb already.
So steam egg is actually
It's the best way. It's the best way to preserve the protein of the egg in its original state.
And remove all those egg white and all those.
Not necessarily. Actually, to me, it's a little bit. If you want to taste it well, so there's a difference between nutrition and tasty. So if you remove all these things, you look more tasty. In nutrition, you have less nutrients. So most of the time, these two don't go hand in hand. So if you remove it to taste tasty, then fine, it's okay. You still have the egg and the egg yolk, everything. But some of the nutrients might be gone out when you remove it out. So when you have everything in there, you have the whole nutrient, but it might not taste so good. Because it will affect the whole overall quality of the because collagen this time is different now, you can see that. See, when you come to your joints, this is your joint. Have different version. This is like more like a thread version, this is like a lumpy version. So they have different type. From the beginning, they have different type of protein there already.
So there's one egg inside there also.
Yes. That's why they have different categories of things in there. So physically, they all look different. So when you remove it out, you might not have lesser of some of the nutrients. So eggs is the most easiest, cheapest collagen you can find in the market. And some, yes.
Can we have more than 2 or more in a day?
Can.
And every
Basically,
day?
our protein a day, we have the meat and we have the eggs and the milk. Milk is actually one category. Meat is one category. So if you are not taking the meat, you want to take the eggs to replace, can. Meat you can take 2 to 3 servings a day. One serving is the size of the palm, squarish without finger lah, or squarish, like a deck of cards. It's called one serving. Okay, so you can take 2 to 3 servings of that, and then you can take 1 to 2 servings of egg and milk. So egg and milk, the maximum is 2. You can have 2 eggs there. So if you are not taking meat, you want to take 3 of this serving meat into eggs. You have 3 eggs plus 2, maximum 5 eggs.
Your meat inclusive of fish.
Fish. So if you are taking fish, then you consider meat enough already. You cannot add on the egg. If you're not taking any meat at all, so the 3 serving, the maximum from the meat, you can actually take from egg 2. So you have 3 egg here, original egg and milk, 2 maximum, add up, you can take up to 5.
5 servings per day.
5 eggs.
5 protein servings a day.
Eggs a day without any other source of protein.
5 servings.
Yeah, because 3 serving from meat, 2 serving from dairy, dairy including egg. So the most is 2 plus 3 is 5.
What is it in sea cucumber that is good for the joints?
Same thing. Collagen no so strong. This one so hyaluronic acid, the one that binds water.
Oh,
that's why when you soak it, it gets so big. It binds water very good. So it keeps moisture in the skin, keep moisture in the joints.
What about that one from the sea one? They call it, don't know.
Sea algae. Or sea couch.
Don't know what is it. Very smelly. Like a kind of like gel. Sea jelly.
Sea jelly. Oh! 海蜇. Something the Japanese something like this too. But that one have more elastin, that's why it's chewy got elastin, a little bit stringy.
The one how to handle it.
You mean cooking?
Yeah.
Cooking, I'm not a chef. As long to nutrition you eat it in, you can digest, you still see the results.
About the pork skin.
Yeah.
Peach gum. Oh, I know, it's from the tree one, right? Yes, okay. They like to make it into the sweet dessert thing, right? Not really collagen, something like this. Gel thing. Collagen is very elastic, springy, stiff. Okay, so when you eat pork knuckle, got this lot of collagen very high because when you chew on it, it's a bit hard and then a bit elastic. It's all about this. This one got the white fungus. not elastic. Hyaluronic acid not much. That's why when you soak in water, it doesn't swell that big.
All do it together. Do it together and boil.
Can. But when you boil, you have to remember you have to use double boil shimmer. You cannot just boil it until then protein will be gone. That's why all this we call it good dessert or body soothing one. They use double boil. That means hot water outside. They have another jug in the middle, so the heat will not transfer directly. So this shimmery in the way, then you will not overcook the protein. This is very heat sensitive.
Those food gel are also protein. Those are protein.
Yes, amino is actually protein. Amino acid is protein. So this is sugar plus protein, glucosaminoglycans. This one is amine sulfate. So it's all protein. Creatine is the smallest protein because amino acid. When you add two together, like three together, you can find peptides. And peptide can be a lot. Keratin is peptide. This keratin is actually for the hair. Keratin is for the hair. Okay? And then we have collagen. Like this is like 3 to 6. So it's a bit bigger. So you cannot overcook it in a way. You kind of denature it.
What about mushrooms? Is that good?
Mushroom is good for immune system. Not so much on this. Not so much on this. Mushroom do not have this. And mushroom, please don't soak overnight too much. They can actually form toxin there. The Chinese like to soak mushroom overnight, tomorrow cook. Don't soak too long. Don't soak too long.
Same like the black fungus.
Yeah, something like that too. Don't soak so long. Because you have interaction with the germs in the air and the water they produce, so it can be a little bit toxic. Don't overnight lah. 2-3 hours will be okay. Chinese like to have a lot of mushroom, dried mushroom, and then soak it overnight, and then tomorrow we eat. Might not be so good. And you know, notice that mushroom, because the mushroom, you also say, mushroom very small, grow big because it's dried now. Originally, that's the original size. But sea cucumber is different. If you know how to soak it, it can double, triple, many times the size because they have this. It can retain water inside it. So you don't soak it well, sorry, your sea cucumber is still so small. Okay, so you need to know the technique. So technique I don't know because I'm not a good chef. It's best step. So get the right nutrients. To me, egg is the easiest to get. When you know how to prepare. And with egg, all the raw material, not enough. You must have your architect. This one. Okay? No architect, it will not rebuild. Okay, take a bit more royal jelly to kind of let your brain be sensitive enough which of the joint is having an issue.
Then in the case of honey?
Honey is different thing. Honey mostly for digestion because honey got enzymes in there. So honey, propolis, royal jelly, bee pollen is all different things.
So what is supposed to be together at the same time when you take eggs and then you take royal jelly or?
Not necessary. Basically, nutrition we actually kind of evaluate through daily consumption. That means the whole day how much nutrient you will consume. Of course, you want to separate at the right time to see the best result. Can also. But of course, you need to understand that. For example, the lung. Last time I get to know from Chinese sensei, if the lung is not good, you want to take bird nest to lubricate the lung. You need to take it 3 a.m. in the morning. Have to sleep halfway 3 alarm, wake up and eat. Only then you have the result. So of course, you want to do it so tediously. Is okay too. But one more thing that a lot of people mistaken. You want to see all this result, your foundation must be good. What do you mean by that? Your blood can flow, your digestion is good. All these basic things you must be good too. If not, you take all the expensive things, you go to do the basic thing. I want the skin to be very good. Your nail also don't have lah. Don't talk about your skin. So when you take all the things, your nails start to grow first. This is the basic thing lah. So you must have the basic foundation good. This one top up, you will see the result. If not, you won't see much.
So what is so special about this royal jelly?
Royal jelly, or if I want to talk about royal jelly, I can talk one whole day. Royal jelly to me is very unique in a way. You have to understand how it's being produced. Royal jelly is not stored in the beehive. When you remove the whole beehive down, you don't see any royal jelly there. Because it's not stored there. It's produced in a very unique way. You must be very, knowledgeable about the bees, only then you can get the royal jelly. Okay, first thing first. What is royal jelly? Okay, in the beehive itself, there will be around 30,000 bees there, but you only have one queen. And this queen will keep on laying eggs every day, 3,000 to 5,000 eggs. So basically, all the bees there are her children, no? Simple as that. So the bees will fly out to get the flower nectar back, get the bee pollen back. Normally they will eat bee pollen for energy. And then when the nectar comes back, they will vomit it out, okay, store in the beehive until it matures, become honey. Honey are kept in the beehive for extreme conditions. Maybe winter time, they cannot no more flowers, they will eat honey. So normal days, bee pollen for energy. Specific time, no resources, they will eat honey. There is their reserve food there. So normal bees will live around 6 weeks the most, will die. Very short lifespan. But a queen bee is 3 years to 5 years. Very long. But a lot of people say that she's a queen now, so it's different. It's not true. Queen bee are born exactly like normal bees. When the bee, the queen laying eggs, when they lay eggs, okay, all the eggs will hatch. They have the male and the female. The male is called the drones. The female is the normal female bee. The drones basically in the beehive will be 300 to 500 because no function. The drones, the guy, the male bees there, is the only thing they need to do is they call it mating. Okay, after mating they will just die. Okay, so no use lah. Just eat, and then wait for them to mate, and then the mate they will die. So not many drones there, around 300 to 500, but 30,000 of normal bees. So when this girl, the female one being born, the egg one, so how you determine the queen? Because all are females lah. Queen also females lah. So it depends on what they eat. Normal bees, all the bees, they will eat 3 days of royal jelly. Only 3 days. After 3 days, they shift into normal honey and bee pollen, they will turn into a normal bee. But you're continuing giving the bees, the larvae, continuous for 16 days, they will turn into a queen bee. So queen bee is not born through genetic. It depends on what you eat. So you eat more royal jelly until you become big adult, then you will be a queen bee. And then where is this royal jelly coming from? Simple. When the bees, we kind of attending to the babies at the time, what they do, they will eat the bee pollen, they will eat the honey, digest it first. Because larva bee cannot digest something so big, so harsh. They will digest until what? Until all the nutrients are easy to be absorbed. They don't absorb it, they vomit it up for the baby bee to eat. So that are the most nutritious thing of all in the beehive. So that all this baby will have the royal jelly. So when the queen bee being hatched, what they do? Okay, you're already queen bee, so you eat honey and people know they will continuously to feed the queen bee royal jelly. So the royal jelly is something meant for the queen only, and the baby for 3 days. Other than that, no more for you because it's too nutritious, and you have to put in so much effort to produce it. That's why in royal jelly there are components in there cannot be found in anything else in the world. One of the ingredients is called 10-HGA, and this ingredient found in royal jelly is the one being used to determine how high quality of the royal jelly. So royal jelly is good enough, they check how many percent of HGA in there. Because this ingredient, you cannot find it in anything else in the world. So to me, it's a very nutritious thing. And the most important thing that I want to share with you is, look at the bee, the queen bee, can last 3 to 5 years, every day produce 3,000 to 5,000 eggs. You ladies, how many babies you can deliver within a year? 1 the most, second, you have 2 is very, very good. They are laying eggs 3,000 to 5,000 a day. And the queen bee can live 3 years to 5 years compared to 6 weeks. That means they have this anti-aging effect. You have to produce a lot of new cells every day. When you look at the bee, also the same. The queen bee is much bigger compared to the normal bees. So to me, all the nutrients in there is very, very nutritious. Cell regrow, anti-aging, got a lot of function, and has this particular nutrients called acetylcholine in there that helps the nerve of the brain to connect. So that's why it's good for the brain. So that's why a lot of things about the queen bee food, royal jelly is so good. And royal jelly is not something new. A lot of people say, wow, so good, how come I never heard of it? Royal jelly is already in the market for so long, and the people do not know how good it is, how to utilize it. So it's very,
as a consumer like us, how do we differentiate? This is royal jelly and not honey.
Very simple. Royal jelly, actually natural royal jelly, it tastes like something like a vomit. So it tastes sour and then have really strong this sharpness taste, acidity taste. We call it astringent taste. After you eat it, your throat will feel a little bit itchy. It doesn't taste good. But the version I'm taking is better because they actually make it into a much palatable way. Because royal jelly you need to keep in the freezer because it gets spoiled very easily. put in the freezer every time, to scoot out a little bit. So now they have the technology to use freeze drying, using freeze technology to remove the water content out of it, so it can be last longer. No need to be kept in the fridge. So I'm taking this type of version, more convenient.
Oh, don't have soft gel.
Where can we get royal jelly?
Royal jelly.
I mean, what are the good brands or?
Simple as that. First thing comes to bee product, I don't look at the brand, I look at whether they have a bee farm or not. And where is the bee farm located? That's the most important thing. If you have no bee farm, you're just OEM getting from third party source and stuff, to me, no big deal. Self capsule, yes, easy to take, but also it changed very fast from the one you bought it back is yellowish, milkish, and then become brownish already very fast. Because royal jelly cannot last long, because it's very nutritious, it's not meant to be taken out. It's not even stored in the beehive. So how we get our royal jelly? Haven't thought about that? So how you get a royal jelly? Because it's not kept in the beehive. So humans are very smart. We kind of how to get from queen bee? Because queen bee eat royal jelly in the digestion already, cannot just open their mouth and scoop it up. Because the queen bee need royal jelly to survive. And royal jelly only produced when queen bee is hungry. So I quickly eat some honey, boiled pollen, digest it, warm it up just for the queen bee to eat. So how we get our royal jelly? Anyone have any idea? It's not like honey kept in the beehive or one big bag of honey. No. Just like I mentioned, besides the queen bee, who else eat royal jelly?
The females.
The babies. So what we do, we humans are very smart. So when we actually put empty capsules there, we just put the baby larva in there, and the bee will actually attend to them. They will warm it for 3 days for the larva to eat. So when they warm it out there, what we do, we just pick up the larva out, put another empty one, and then we scoop out. We're so bad. We trick them. If not, the bee will not produce royal jelly. Because royal jelly is only meant for the baby for 3 days and the queen bee for her entire life. So that's why royal jelly is considered the most expensive product from the bees. Honey, one big bottle plus 100, 200 at the most. But this small can of royal jelly can cost you 300 to 400. Sometimes it can reach even 1,000 a bottle of royal jelly. It's about 500 grams. So it's a very expensive thing because it's hardly produced by the bee.
How much? How much is your brand?
My brand is much cheaper it's around 100. But I'm eating a lot. I'm eating 5 bottles a month. So I'm taking 5 morning, 5 night. So to me it's something that I like it because the effect is so good. And it's not overdose. A lot of people say, will you get overdose? You get young.
How much do you have to take?
I'm taking 5 morning, 5 night. In tablets form is very convenient. I think they have this bottle. I have mine in my bag.
Sure.
Not about brand. First thing happens, it's not really about brand. Because to me, it's like, of course, the main purpose of this talk is not to sell you anything at all. It's just to get you clear about what you need and how you should be going with your nutrients. If you don't get it right, you're taking a lot, it doesn't show that you're healthy.
Get it right, then go and buy all the nonsense. Now I want to see
Okay, I'll make it very simple because today I might not have the time to explain to you one by one because when you ask about product, I cannot say that all product is the same because every company is doing different things right now. So we have to look at the labeling, we have to get such information about it. I think will be another time in the future, if you have the time, we can gather it together. I will share with you how to look at your supplements. So by the labeling, what are things you need to look for? So at least you will not buy a very inferior quality product. Because you can see that there are a lot of products. Mostly they don't have fake royal jelly, but most of the time you will find a combined version. That means they have a lot of other ingredients in there. Royal jelly will be very little. But the labeling, royal jelly, big word inside there, maybe it's just a little bit royal jelly.
Do you think it will help with Alzheimer's?
There are research.
As we're aging.
That's why it's meant for the brain to connect. So it's a very good thing. Nutrients only help in all these nerve and brain problems. No drugs can help that, sorry. So Alzheimer's. Yes.
How long they have to consume? How much?
It's very hard to say for sure. We need to see how serious is the condition, how much of the nerve have degenerated. Because it's in by medication, when it comes to Alzheimer's medication, it's one-way street. That means it's either get worse, you won't get better. It's just stagnant there. But right now you want it to get better, so it really depends on the individual. It's very hard to say for sure, but we can monitor. There are certain things that the doctor can do a scoring to monitor how much they have improved. with royal jelly. I think can be, but cannot say for sure how much you need. Like I said, royal jelly are meant for very specific function. But if your overall nutrition is very big, all the royal jelly that you take will be used to do all these basic things, and then you don't see anything extra there. Okay? I want to share with you something that this before I end, or we have another topic. Okay, the last one is hormonal imbalance. So before I go to this, I want to share something with you about nutrition. A lot of people take all these fancy nutrition, fancy supplements, but they don't see result. Why? For example, you're taking bird nest. Is it very expensive?
Yes.
Very expensive, right? But bird nest is basically protein to build your muscle, everything. So if you're not taking protein sufficiently in the day, problem. For example, like cancer, the tumor, or something very physically, you can see that. Heart attack, the brain stroke here. But hormone, you cannot see it. Why? Hormone is something that your body secretes to communicate. So when someone has hormonal imbalance, you just have body not communicating well. What do you mean by that? Very typical example would be ladies going through menopause. Okay, they will feel the end of the world, even though they won't die, but they feel like they want to die. Okay, because what happens to menopause ladies? Because they go through a lot of symptoms, they feel that it's very hard for them to bear with it. The most common one is called hot flush. Extremely heat from internal body. Under the aircon also you feel like sweating. And you cannot sleep at night. So a lot of menopause ladies they can be a nuisance to a lot of people. Why? Everyone's sleeping so good at night, they are the one that cannot sleep. And then start to do housework, vacuum the floor lah, washing dishes lah, clean up, so others also cannot sleep. And then the mother go to sleep lah, I cannot sleep and then don't talk to them because I easily get angry, irritated. So a lot of these hormonal problems is basically, to a lot of people they don't understand. What's wrong with you? How come you become so emotional and then you are actually being like we call it so moody, and then you nag the whole day. One small issue you can talk for months and months and months and months, not finish. These are the things with hormone imbalance. This is just a lot of ladies that are nodding your head. I think you're actually explaining something like that. Yes.
Sorry, I have to touch.
Yeah.
Does it affect only the woman?
No, men also.
Men also. Men have also called andropause. So guys don't be so happy. Guys don't be so happy. We have the ladies menopause. We have the guys we call andropause. But guys are much we call it lucky in a way, because lady when they go through menopause is from their hormone 100% drop to zero. So drastic, that's why your body feels so much of changes. But guys, they deteriorate steadily. That's why the hormone will drop, but in a very steady manner. So that much they will not experience that much of physical changes. Most of the guys will experience this prostate enlargement. When they pass urine, they will not feel that the flow is there. That's about it. And some will tend to be very naggy, and some will tend to be very, very ladylike in a way, small matter, they keep on talking about it. Okay? Last time when they are young, small matter, you decide. Okay? But when they go to another one, they will come to you and calculate small things.
Is there a way to detect you having a hormone imbalance?
Can you actually check your blood for your hormones?
From the blood test, we can see.
Yes, actually they have we call it a hormone healthy range level. Before menopause, after menopause and stuff. For guys, they can actually check for testosterone level.
So during the blood test, we have to take which one? The standard package
Don't have.
So which one we have?
The ladies hormone, all the progesterone, estrogen, LH, luteinizing hormone, and then another one is called prolactin. It's 4 major hormones. If you want to check, can check additional one called DHEA. Yeah, you kind of saw that, right? These are the hormones that will detect whether you're actually entering menopause or not. Guy don't need lah, but guy, of course, a lot of people mistaken. This ladies hormone, guy won't have. Sorry, guys don't have ladies hormone. Ladies also have guys hormone too. Okay, but of course for menopause you don't have to check for guys hormone. Just guys check on the ladies one, and guys can check for your male hormone testosterone. Is it dropping drastically or not? Below normal range, andropause. Male menopause, we call it. Yes, and
normally for guys in age what range?
Hard to say. Hard to say. Because what do I say? Because the hormone drops slowly, So if even during andropause, they still have hormones.
But for our ladies, we know the
normal menses
for 45
average Malaysian lady is 51. Age of 51, they will enter menopause. But they have this we call perimenopause. That means your menses come like on and off, 2-3 months once, and then come here once. So it's like menopause is like 1 whole year without menses.
So you know what?
Then you only can say that you enter menopause. Like half-year once, it's still not menopause. It's called perimenopause, in between menopause. So that will happen around 40 plus. And you really stop around 51 Malaysian. But the thing about menopause is not a disease line. But a lot of people are quite fearful about it. Why? Because you experience a lot of sensation that you don't like. For example, if you want to be pretty, after menopause, no more pretty. Why? Because skin start to sag. When you apply foundation, it will not stick. And then you see a layer of foundation. When you smile, it will crack. Okay? So no more beauty after menopause. But if you know how to take care, you can still be looking very good. Okay? And then they have the hot flushes, cannot sleep at night, urinary incontinence, and then all that at the bottom there. These are things that you will notice, and then whole body feel very dry. And then you will feel that your emotions, like mood swings, suddenly morning feel very good, afternoon you feel like, wow, very moody already. People are laughing, you don't know what they are laughing for, and then you don't sleep, you don't feel tired, you sleep a lot, you don't feel energetic, you don't eat, you don't feel hungry, eat a lot, you don't feel full. And when you think of it, how am I going to die? But years, my days, month, year, still not dying. That's the issue. A lot of menopause ladies, they feel they were going to die soon.
So you mean that shall we just leave it for this issue?
You can deal with it. Because menopause is part of your life. For sure you're going to hit menopause, except you die young. Okay? If not, you're going to go through menopause around 50. So are you prepared for menopause? Because menopause is just a hormonal imbalance. Your body is just not ready for it. Just like when you are young that time, suddenly you go through, we call it adolescent, you have your first menses. Some people go through it, no problem at all. There's some go through it very badly. They have PMS, premenstrual syndrome, they're pain, swelling here, there, a lot of things. So when you have menses for 30 over years, boom, suddenly no menses. So your body is not adapting well to it. So you're giving all the wrong signal. So menopause ladies, some people, they have these problems every day different one. Every day different, every day new. Today might be headache, tomorrow will be stomach pain, then the joint pain, then this pain, that pain. Every day pain different. They don't know what's wrong with their body. Because the body is sending all the wrong signals. Because your body is not balanced, the hormones, so giving you all the wrong signals. So easy to tackle it. It's just balance it back. But a lot of people do it the wrong way. I have no hormones, what I do? Hormone pills. I have no hormone, I take hormone pills. Although they think it's simple as that. Beginning you're feeling good. Later on you have issue. Why? Hormone you can have too much, you can have too little. So when you have too little hormone, you feel bad, so you take hormone, it slowly goes up, you feel much better. Then you don't know when to stop. Too much, you have another different issue. So like thyroid hormone, we have the hyperthyroidism, we have the hypothyroidism. So this one, it actually gives you a lot of problems. So you must know how to tackle it. Taking hormone pills is not the answer. Why? I'll give you some examples. A lot of people think that, what I like, I just take it will be balanced, right? No. The point is when you reach this balance, you don't know. And you will continue. So very simple thing like contraceptive pills is hormone pills. You take it for life. Your hormone is already not in sync, but you still continue taking it. So it will get worse. So what is the example? This is a very good example. Taking steroid hormones.
Bodybuilder died from liver cancer after consuming 8 energy drinks daily. A bodybuilder, Dean Warby from Rochdale, ate junk food and drank 8 cans of energy drink to gain weight, died of liver cancer on July 19, caused by years of steroid abuse. Warby had been battling cancer for almost 5.5 years. Dean Warby has a physique that was admirable to many. He was big and he was bulging, and that's exactly the look he was going for. He was obsessed with getting bigger and ate a diet that consisted of 10,000 calories a day, many of which came from unhealthy foods.
Steroid, you use it, you build more muscle. The more you use it, you build more muscle. But when the time it tip off the balance, you grow not only muscle, you grow tumor. That's what happens. Okay? So hormone is a very fragile thing. If you're taking hormone in, one day you have too much, then another issue. Because hormone actually will regulate your body to do more things. So when you trigger the wrong cell in body, cancer cell that I mentioned, every minute, every second you have 100 to 1,000, 10,000 here. So you trigger the wrong cell, it will grow, then you have cancer. This is maybe a testimony that say that way. Research has been done too. Contraceptive pills, hormone contraceptive pills. This is done in year 2018, last year, by the European Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Reproductive Biology. So this is the journal. Okay, if you want to know more, you can actually go look for this whole research paper itself. And this research paper already saying that in the year of 1980s and 90s, contraceptive pills, the hormone pills, already been proven to increase the risk of breast cancer 20% more. Now, no sign of changes. It means that when you're taking hormone contraceptive pills, the risk of having cancer, breast cancer, is increased by 20%. Because you don't know. When your hormones are balanced, you are perfectly normal. Too much, triggers some cancer cell, you have cancer. Another one, insulin-like growth hormone. Insulin is jab, insulin, right? We all know that. If this hormone actually have this ability to kind of trigger cells to grow. So this is another research. This is done in year 2004, and the Lancet is also a very popular journal. Okay, do a lot of research type things. It shows that if you have too much of this insulin-like growth hormone, we call IGF, it actually increases the risk of prostate cancer, colorectal cancer, and breast cancer. Too much of hormone is not a good sign to the body. So you just don't think that, oh, when I lack a menopause or no hormone, I take hormone. Oh, simple as that, right? That's the reason why there is one treatment we call HRT, hormone replacement therapy. When you're menopause, no hormone, you feel bad, okay, give you hormone to take. And this study is very important. Why? This study is done in UK. It's called the Million Woman Study. They actually got 1 million women after menopause, year 50 to 64, to do this research. After they give them HRT and monitor them for years and see what happened. Okay? So this research is done in the year 1960 to 01, 5 years. They noticed those ladies with on HRT actually increased risk of having breast cancer by 9,000 cases more and 600 cases more of breast cancer death. And they found out within 1 year itself, it actually increased 20,000 more extra breast cancer cases for those who are on HRT. So do you want to take HRT or not? It's your choice. Because a lot of people say, oh, I cannot sleep, I whatsoever, a lot of issue. Fine. You take HRT, you feel better, but you have cancer, the risk is higher. Because you never know when is the balance point. You have no hormone, you take, you feel much better. But when you reach the normal balance rate, you don't know. And you still keep on taking, it goes beyond. And when it goes beyond, the risk of cancer is there. So how to tackle? It's like the end of the world, right? Oh, take HRT, no good. Don't take also no good, right? So how to tackle it? It's very simple. We just talk about menopause with you. Because I like menopause lady. Why? Because they are the easiest to deal with. Their issue, a lot of guys bring their wife to see me because their wife is actually having menopause. Because they cannot handle it. The whole family feel like the mom is going crazy and they are also getting crazy. So they basically bring their mom to see me. So we have a session with the mother, then the kids or the husband all sit outside. Then a session with the mother, a session with the family members, things settle. Because before they see me, the lady will be like, oh, this is very hectic lah, see doctor lah, go for neurosurgeon, nothing there, no growth there. And tomorrow, very bad stomach pain lah, gastric, go at gastro and scope, nothing there. So, and then the family think that the mother is really having health issue, is really something go wrong here, go cuckoo already. But the mother is really, obviously, showing the pain, you know. When they have headache, it's really so painful. It's not an acting thing. They just go through menopause. So what I do, let the menopause lady sit in, so I have a session with her, so I don't have to talk much. Remember, when I'm dealing with menopause women, more is less. Don't talk so much. Let the menopause lady talk. Okay? They are not stupid. Menopause ladies, they are not stupid. They know what they are talking, so you don't give them so much of a suggestion, so much of advice. They know it from the beginning. You know what happens if they talk something halfway through, you kind of like, okay, what you can do like this, they will actually, the menopause will tell you, this doesn't work, and then repeat the story all over again. So you don't interrupt them when they're speaking. All you need to do, pretend if you can, if you really have interest like me, just passionately look at them, just give them some time for them to express themselves. And then once in a while, nod your head, agree with them, whatever they say, doesn't matter, okay, just agree with them. So after a while, they release, the emotion is all out, then they will feel that it's not really that bad. Someone can actually understand what I'm being through. That's all they need to know.
I agree with you.
That's true. That's what's happening.
The woman is not stupid at all.
I think the family members didn't go to see nutritionist before. Because actually we have 2 sessions. That's why we have 1 session for the mother, 1 session for the family members, and then we'll tell the members what to do. Because you know what's the difference? The mother can be very sick the moment they see me. After the session itself, the mother will be very happy, nothing wrong already, and then the kids will happen to mom, what you did. Nothing much, just talk to her only. Then I ask the kids to know how to talk to your mom. Okay? There are some skills involved. All you need to do, because if you don't spend that 5 minutes, 10 minutes with your mom, you need to regret the whole day. Because your mom going to nag you for the whole day. Yeah, that's why you have to balance it. It's all about imbalance. So it's whether you want to kind of like invest this quality time with your mom or not. If you don't invest in, you have a lot of issues because your mom emotion will not be stable. Whatever you want, she will just definitely will not give it to you.
Until when this kind of things?
This is why how fast you can balance back your hormones. So there are ways, even though you don't take hormone pills, but there are nutrition ways you can balance it back. The first thing comes when it comes to menopause hormones. Hormones affects your emotion. So your emotion is not stable, the hormone goes even worse. You will notice that when that day you feel good, it seems that everything's good. The moment you feel that it's bad, it's going down the drain. So you will feel it that way. So if you cannot get the peace at home, get some friends who can understand. When you talk to menopause lady, they will understand. When you talk to them, you feel much better. Just get them. Okay, you cannot get a nutritionist or cannot get your children, your husband to see a nutritionist, I train them. Okay? It's not difficult. I say it's a very simple thing.
In other words, no medication whatsoever. It's just pure listening and understanding the...
True, one thing, but nonetheless, there are something you can do too. Because it's very simple. Your body is giving you all the reaction, the wrong concept. Okay, so you can kind of calm your mind. Okay, it's no big deal, but your body's still not feeling good. So you still have to tackle the body nonetheless. The mind is one thing. You need to ensure, you need to be 100% firm. Okay? Menopause is not something that disease. Okay? Let it be, it's okay. But nonetheless, you still have to tackle the body. If the body is not giving you all the right sensation, you still will feel bad about it. So how to tackle that? In nutrition, the same bottle comes out again. Still royal jelly. Royal jelly is the raw material for you to produce your hormones. And that's comes the thing. A lot of people mistaken right now. Because I mentioned royal jelly, people say, oh, royal jelly is for hormones. With those with lump, with cancer cannot take. Because it will grow faster. Since I mentioned, too much of hormone, it will actually trigger the cells to grow more. And then they say, royal jelly cannot take. You are very wrong. Why do I say so? Royal jelly is raw material, it's not hormone. When you're taking hormone pill, it's pure hormone. You will have this. But raw material is different. Royal jelly is just that something that your body can use it to make your own hormones. When you need it, you have your hormone. You don't need it, you don't have hormone. The easier way to share with you that what I did earlier on in the morning session, very simple. When you eat chicken meat, when you eat it in, you start to grow back your muscle, right? Is it you're going to grow human meat or you're going to grow chicken meat? A very good question, right? So you grow human meat now. Why I eat chicken grow human meat? Supposed to grow back chicken meat, right? Because you're taking chicken is a raw material only. It depends on how your body utilizes it to grow your own thing. Okay? But when you take hormones, outside is different. It's pure hormone. You just take it in, you have the hormone. You have too much and then you have too much. So that is the difference. And not just verbally I said it. If you are keen, you can look at this 3 research. Okay, just type it out, this research. This 3 research is all about what? Royal jelly and anti-cancer effect. Not like just now, the pills will cause cancer, this cause cancer, hormone cancer. If you are keen, you can type on these 3. These are all the research this is done recently, 2018. Anti-cancer and protective effects of royal jelly on therapeutic-induced toxicity or malignancy on cancer. Okay, you can look for the whole research paper and look at it. Has this ability anti-cancer. That's why it is totally different. So you cannot compare nutrients with drugs. Because when you take hormone pills, it's drug. Drug goes one way. Nutrient is different. It's raw mat. How your body utilizes it is different. Okay? So no more the end of the world for those who are menopause. Okay? You just take the right raw material, your body needs it, will produce the right hormones, and then you will stabilize it by yourself. Can. Nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people claiming royal jelly is hormones, so it will trigger cells to grow, so cancer cannot take because they don't understand. Hormones pill, yes. Nutrient raw material, no. Okay, so you have to understand the difference. And that's the reason why today's topic is about all the misconceptions. See, because we make our own judgment and we make our own theories and logic behind all these things, and then we spread it out. So whereby a lot of people being kind of like misinformed. So please, from today's sharing, I think that's the end of today's talk. My request is very simple. If you notice that things that you can get it from here, improve your style, get knowledgeable, good. But before you share it out, make sure you are very clear of what you're sharing. Because in the market right now, a lot of people just simply share it out. And a lot of people get misinformation. Okay, and some people get hurt. Okay, so my talk will end here. Thank you very much. So for those who have questions, can stay back, we can ask, then we can share a bit more with you. For those without questions, we hopefully in the future, I can come up with another topic, so we can share a bit more with you all. Okay, so I have to give thanks to two very important persons, Brother Stephen and Sister Karen, for having this place and inviting you all for this sharing. Okay,